My boys in the house, Big V. Oh, bro, I'm excited this week. I'm even excited because as we held, because we always do like the whole holding room before we open up the room, and I'm just
Yeah.
excited. Guys, we're just joining in. I'm going, yo, we are live. This is so cool. Um, Logic is with us. Obviously,
Yo,
Avery, my co-host, with us. I got Big V, our special guest this week, and this week we'll be talking about Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja. Oh, nah, this the wrong pie for the Fruit Ninja. Nah.
he was waiting all fucking week to get that one off.
I had to. I had to.
Waiting all week to get
I
that
had to.
one off.
That was the whole. It was a slow week, so the whole gaming week was all about fruits and blowing up shit on Halo, and I sit back and watch the shit. I laugh, but hey, man, I'm not even gonna talk about my week just yet. I'm gonna let y'all do that. Logic, as you can see, he's in the room. He's having camera issues, or I don't know what he's having over there, but he doesn't want to put his beautiful mug on camera. But he's here with us. So, Logic, tell us what you did this week.
No, actually, I wanted to start with our guest because,
Okay.
listen, it's been a minute since we actually, and not too long, but we've had our guests and stuff like that. But I'm really excited about today. I'm excited to have Big V on. Me and you, have both done this man's show, Games and Strains, and we both had
Yeah.
really cool interactions, man. So I'm really excited for him to be here. So I definitely just want to hear from him how his week was and what he's been playing and what he's been up to. So
Yeah. Big V,
the
what's
floor
up,
is
baby?
yours, Big V.
How's
The
your
floor
week?
is yours,
Man,
my friend.
man, appreciate y'all having me on here. Man, first and foremost, I definitely appreciate that, man. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? The week was straight, man. I've been playing, some indie titles, been playing some Blood Roots.
Very
You know
nice.
what I mean? Getting on the Blood Roots. I really been really heavy on the Blood Roots, man. Really for them, most of my week. Yesterday was my daughter's 19th birthday, so we were celebrating that.
Happy birthday. Happy
You know what I
birthday.
mean? Absolutely, man. Definitely, man. My week been good, man. Just been in the studio working on some music, and that's about it, man.
That's what I
About
mean.
it, man.
And that's what's cool too, because outside of the gaming content as well too, like you are multifaceted in your
Yeah,
channel and what you're actually doing,
yeah,
whether it is directing music videos for other artists and other people, you're in the studio working on music projects themselves as well
yeah,
too, and then having the videos shot for those music projects. You have a sports show going on in your thing. Like you are
yeah,
multifaceted. So it's pretty, I just want to highlight all of that too, because it's not, I mean, here we like to focus on the gaming and we do talk about
Yeah.
Xbox and stuff like that, but it's cool that your content stretches outside of that. So I just want to make sure anyone that's in here and anybody that might be listening to this, just know that, you cover the spectrum when it comes to content and stuff. So they definitely need to go and check you out.
They should
yeah.
definitely check
Appreciate
you
that,
out.
man.
They
Definitely.
should definitely check you
Mhm.
out. He's not just talking games. His
Yeah.
channels is like multi content, man. He has music on there. He sells merch, man. The
Yeah,
man
man.
the man is an amazing individual. We met him both Logic and I. We met him over Twitter. Like I meet all you guys. Met him over Twitter. It was a whole discussion. If you guys haven't watched that interview, you guys should go to his channel, watch that
It
interview.
was a funny interaction.
Fun interaction. We spoke about this in our show
We
a
haven't spoke
few
we
Yeah.
haven't spoke about
episodes
it
ago.
together though, so I think maybe
No.
we could get into it. So we'll do. How was your week, Kills? I'll do my week, and then maybe we'll talk about that a little real quick, and then we'll circle
Um,
back to that.
Slow news week, so there's not much when it comes to that. But I played.
What have you been gaming?
I'm
Yeah,
so hooked on Splitgate. So hooked
yeah,
on
man.
Splitgate. I can't get off of that damn thing. I'm hooked on Splitgate. What else? I of course played some Back for Blood beta. Played that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Played the shit
Mhm.
out of
Oh,
that.
we're gonna talk about that.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that. I
Yeah.
love that shit. What else I played? I played. I see that the Ascent has an update coming out, so I don't know if it dropped yet, but
Mhm.
I'm planning on getting back on that because my first
Yep.
co-op experience was not that great. But I see that everybody's enjoying that game. 5 million copies sold. This is even on Game Pass, so it's
Yeah,
one
man.
of those
Mm.
things that it's live and well. I played Omno last night. Played a little bit of
Nice.
Omno.
Mm. Good game.
Real,
Great
real,
game.
real peaceful game. It's not if
Mhm.
you're looking to break out of the immersion of first person shooters or whatever you do on a daily that you play, this is a game where you can just sit back, chill, relax, get your drinking, get your smoking, whatever you're doing, just chill back and relax. No boss battle of that. Literally, you're
Yeah.
exploring the world and it's puzzle. It's very enjoyable. Like I played, I'm going, yo, this is nice, man. Like you explore the world, the music is on point. And this was made by
Mhm.
one guy, and it blows my mind that this generation has been owned by independent developers. Like we're focused and stuck on AAA titles and $1 million this and $1 million that. These games are coming out with day one bugs, anyways. I mean, they're
Right,
not that great anyway. I mean, they're great, but they're coming out broken and buggy with $1 million franchise and 18,000 people working on them. Here's one guy comes out with a game like Omno, or you got the Ascent, which is a small team as well, and they're rocking it, man. They're fucking killing it. Like they're killing it. You
and
gotta show
also
love to these people.
no day one patches too. Put that out there
No,
too. No day
bro,
one patches.
no day one patches, which is the most mind blowing thing. We made day one patches normal, and that should
Yep.
not be a normal thing. Day one patches means that the game, as it was being developed, was broken as shit, and they started to do day one, buggy or broken, still day one patch. We've accepted this as gamers. I'm sitting here going, I haven't, and I thought about this, Big V. I'm sitting here going, if all the indie games I've played, none of them really have a day one patch, which is I don't know if that's a testament to how good their quality is, or it speaks to that, or it could be where the team is too small for them to even make such a game where bugs are gonna happen. They stick to the confines of knowing what the hell they can do and not go too far out. But whatever it is, they need to keep doing that because I'm enjoying installing my game and playing with our day one patch because it's not normal to have a day one patch. I don't know how you guys feel that way, but to me, to download if I'm paying $67 for a game, why does it have a day one patch and still broken and buggy? So that's my week, man. I played Omno, I played a little Katamari for those who are retro. Katamari Damacy, played that. Man, that brought back some memories. That was back on the PS days, man. Like PS2 or whatever it was. That brought back memories. But yeah, that was my week, man. They didn't do nothing special this week. Was supposed to be on Xbox XBL podcast yesterday, but I had technical difficulties, and of course Logic was able to join and he had fun on that. So hopefully he'll talk about that soon. But that's my week, man. My week has been just that, man. Chilling out, playing some indie games, indie titles, and playing some split game and Apex. I love my Apex, man. I've been putting that up my clips.
I was gonna say that season 10's been pretty nice, man.
Oh, that season 10, fuck Seer. I still say fuck Seer. That dude is
he needs a little touching up.
He needs a little touch up. He's a little, bring your ass down a little bit because
he's a little busted.
It's a little out there. But other than that, my chick is Valkyrie. I'll be doing some advanced warfare moves on people. I just put a clip on there yesterday where I did I killed one person. The other guy was behind me. I just jet panic behind him. He was like, where the fuck did he go? I just ended his life real quick. So deleted him quick. So, but that's what I've been playing this week, man. That's my week. Yeah, that's it. Logic.
So yesterday I had the pleasure of joining the XBL guys, our overseas brethren, and some people here. They're two of their panel members, I believe, are here in the States. One of them I actually befriended pretty well. Slayer. He's a league player like me. He lives out on. Well, I don't want to dox him, but he lives on Long Island, so not too far away from me, where I am in Staten Island. So, and we just after the podcast, I had a great time on the show. Ash was getting into me, and we had a whole fucking debate about Final Fantasy 7 versus 9, and 7 being overrated. Oh. And at that point, I wanted to throw my fucking keyboard across the room, but I restrained myself because I was a guest. And I wanted to be polite, but now it's my fucking show. I'm on my show now.
Ask the chat what they think. Ask the chat what they think.
No, I don't want. You know what? The fact that this man thought to bring up this conversation because it was because you know why? And here's the context. I'll give you the full quick context. The man was trying to talk about games that were like leaving Game Pass. Like games that were new games coming, some games going, right?
Yeah.
He out here. Nobody asked for this. It comes out. Oh yeah, that overrated Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy 7. Like what the fuck? What? At a left
he
fucking
woke up
field.
and chose violence.
At a left field. I mean, granted, man doesn't know that was like one of my first experiences, like playing like an RPG, a JRPG at that. That's not even my favorite Final Fantasy game, but that was my first experience with a JRPG.
That was my first. Yes.
So it's like it holds a very near and dear special place to my heart. Chirping in the chat as well too. Same thing here. I don't believe that's his favorite Final Fantasy game because he likes, I think, 9 as well too. But I wasn't having that debate, and he would, like poking the bear. Yeah, he was fucking with me and just kept poking the bear. So you know what? I left it alone. The guy threw a poll up on their Twitter and didn't even give. Yeah, it's still on there. And then he goes, oh yeah, which one's better, 7 or 9? And then he doesn't even give the option to fucking put 7 over 9. He literally, or he says, "Oh no, you could say 7, but you're wrong anyway." Still,
he had like answers that were pro eight and 9, but nothing against everything against 7. We talk about the Jenna, but if you guys are wondering, the Jenna, he's in the chat as well.
Well, Jenna, he stayed out of it. He didn't even.
Oh no, sorry, it was Ash.
It was Ash. That's what I mean. It was Ash. I made sure. Yeah, I just want to clarify. It was Ash. Everybody else was. He just wanted
exonerate him. Yeah, it wasn't the Jenna. It was Ash.
It was Ash, but all in all, he was just poking fun, and that was cool. I had a great time, and then we chopped it up, we talked, so that was great. And then as far as gaming, Ascent. I tried out Ascent single player, because I remember what you said about the co-op. I wanted to play a co-op, but I said, you know what? I need 3 achievements. I said, let me play. I said, I have it installed. Let me get my achievements, these fucking reward points. Let me try to go get these achievements real quick.
Oh yeah.
And because I still needed to get the 2,000 point challenge done for August. You know what I mean? So I did that one, and then I got my weekly done with that. So I played the Ascent, and I did it solo, and I was having a blast. I got my achievements, and I still continued to play up until like the podcast when we went live to record the podcast yesterday. And then been playing MLB, of course. They're up to their 5th inning. That's still a lot of fun. A little bit of Splitgate. I reinstalled it the last time I played Splitgate, by the way.
Yankees.
Yep, big up Yankees. We've been
big up Yankees,
and I don't know what we're doing right now because I'm not paying attention. But hopefully, we're doing something. Okay, we're not doing anything.
Yeah, we're not. No, we don't want to.
That was okay.
Today didn't happen. It just does. Today doesn't exist.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah. So just watch the Yankees, all that stuff. And then so Ascent, MLB. Oh yeah, of course, because that's why you said the Yankees. I was trying to make the correlation. Like, why the fuck did he just throw the Yankees out there?
You just said I'm over the show.
Because I'm talking about MLB. I know it's all right. I'm all right. I'll be all right. So, anyways. So that, and then League of Legends, man, just playing League. And like I said, me and Slayer, we kind of chopped it up after their podcast, and he's a League player as well too. He hasn't playing as much, but he's really into it as well. And we kind of like talked over that, and then it's same thing. Like I'm going to be playing, League tonight with the boys, Turpin and everybody, trying to get some Clash tournaments and stuff. So that was my week. And then of course, Jenna, I apologize. We did his podcast on Wednesday. Well, not podcast, but we did his Know Your Creator show on YouTube. So I want to shout that out. So he's a part of the XBL guys, but another creator as well too. He's awesome. He had launching. It was the first time he was going live with this show because he's done the series. The series has already been out on his YouTube channel. It's the first time he went live. And we had a great time too that Wednesday, just kind of chopping it up and stuff like that. We had a lot of fun. Or at least I know I had a lot of fun.
That was fun. No, it was fun. It was fun, man. I mean, we already we told him we went back on. No matter how he does it, we went back on like that. It's not many podcasts we can go on, and we've been in a few now that with Big V's and a couple others where we are allowed to be ourselves, and comfortable. And when a host can do that, bring you in and make you feel comfortable being on the show, it's awesome. That's a great feeling because we have our style. And when we go on different shows, we want to make sure that we are respecting the house rules, but at the same time trying to be who we are, our brand, our personality, our character, I should say. And the Jenna did perfect on that. He just welcomed and it was his first live show to have us on there. Was like, wow, thank you. Like that's mind blowing. That in his own was like, oh shit, all right, cool. But before we get any further, I see so many people here in the chat. I gotta shout them out. First and foremost, big up to or shout out to our modders who are in the chat as well. They come in here each and every week and they make sure that chat is clean, that we don't get no bots in here like we had a few episodes ago. They make sure that the conversation stays steady and that you guys are being answered the way you should be answered if looking for an answer, that kind of stuff. But chat, if you have any questions for us, as always, every single week, please join in on the conversation. It doesn't have to be what we're talking about, man. You could throw a wrench in our plans, and we love that shit. We'll just go off on that kind of conversation. But we have Turpin with our monitors in the room. What's up to him? Stone King, thank you for coming in. We do have, let's see, I'm looking through up and down. Money is here. He can't be here long, but thank you for coming in. We'll be playing some Apex later on.
Dakota's out here. Dirt Gritty is out here as well, too.
100 is back in here. He had a great show last night. Check him out. Who else we got here? Dirt. What up, Dirt? TK9, my boy TK. TK, man, I love your shit, man. You keep shit real. You guys ever checked out TK9's YouTube? Man, this dude keeps it real, like as real as it can be. Like he just gets he's one of those that are that all Xbox. It's all about Xbox. So get up on him if you want to hear Xbox. Dr. Vodka's up in here as always. I appreciate you, man. Let's see. That's the chat for now. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Just say hello and we'll shout you out. But we had Back for Blood this week, guys.
Yeah, man.
We played it. Did we play it?
Oh, we played it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I played
it.
a couple
Okay.
hours myself. Absolutely.
Couple hours. Big V, we got to get on that, man. Because it has crossplay. I know you have both boxes.
Yeah.
You have the PS5 and the Xbox, but let's go ahead and either crossplay it or play on the Xbox. I don't mind, man.
Yeah.
Back for Blood for me. I'll give you guys my point of view on that. Back for Blood for me. Back in the 360 era, we played Left 4 Dead, and that was a thing for us. For our crew, that was that's the one that we always like. That's one of those games we go back and go, man, the 360. What games? Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Left 4 Dead, Halo, like Crackdown, and Left 4 Dead is always talked about. Man, we've had fond memories on that, whether it be funny, like action pack, whatever. We have fond memories on that. And we played Back for Blood, man, and we played for the session was long. It wasn't like we finished it up and we done with it. We're going on. We played it a couple of times, and we played one. It was three of us, me, Logic, and his brother. And then we had a PC guy join in. I'm not sure if that was your buddy or he was just a rando.
No, that was a rando that joined
in. That was a rando?
Well, that was a rando.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. He fit in perfect. We played the 4. We ran it through. We did awesome. And then we found ourselves doing exactly what this crew does, where we didn't even it was Turpin, Logic, me, and Draven. And if you guys have played Back for Blood, in the hub area, there's a training section where you pick up your guns. We literally spend about an hour and a half, 2v2, made our own metagame with snipers across the sides and just started sniping at each other. I don't know if Logic clipped it or recorded some of this stuff, but
let me see.
We made a meta out of a Back for Blood game in the hub. I don't know if you guys have done that, but when you do something like that with a game where you're not even paying attention to the actual game and you spend an hour and a half having fun just in the hub, doing stupid shit like that, you know you got a hit. Like with us, at least, you know you got something special because it's like, man, we want to go play Back for Blood, but I want to snipe the shit out of you in this hub right quick. So we grab our snipers and we did our trick shots and all that kind of stuff, which I wasn't able to clip. But Back for Blood is back.
Excuse me.
See, excited. See what I'm saying? Even the dog's excited. But Back for Blood to me, you're back. Turtle Rock, you're back, man. You redeemed yourself with this game. I know the last one they had. Chat, tell me what was the last game they had? The Evolve was the last game they tried to do. Where at first it was you had to pay for the copy, but then they made it free to play, and then it was a whole mess with that game. Never really got the success of it. Turtle Rock is now back in this Back for Blood play. It's a modernized Left 4 Dead is the best way I can explain it. It's a modernized. If you're and by the way, if you're playing this by yourself, like if you're playing it by yourself with randos, it'll always give you it'll give you like either bots or rando people. Another feature that I do like about this is that if you, like all of us, have things to do, let's say you're playing a session with your boys and you have something to do, something comes up and you have to walk away from the controller, you can bot yourself, go and do your thing, and then come back and rejoin the lobby, which to me, that's a wow, why they didn't do this before? Like, it's one of those, holy shit, this happens? Why wasn't this ever implemented in any of the game? That to me is amazing because as gamers, we always have that, yo, give me a second. I got a phone call, or I got to use the restroom, or I got to go get something to eat. It's just something like that. I was like, let me bot myself. I'll walk away, come back, and if you guys still playing in that session, I'll just join right in. That to me is amazing. That shit is fucking. That's next level shit. That's like to me. That speaks next gen. That speaks like somebody in that development team went out their way and said, hey, sometimes I got to take a piss. Why don't we just bot the shit and you know what I mean? Like I got to roll up.
Instead of holding up the flow. Instead of holding up the flow of the game and things like that, people still want to play and not everybody wants to wait. Like, like most people are pretty understanding, right? You say like, okay, let's hold out, let's hang out in the safe room for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead, go use the bathroom, whatever. They give you a timer. You get like 3 minutes, like where you could ready up. And so like, you don't have to necessarily go and ready up, but then you don't want to be the guy too, where it's like 3 people are ready to go and you're the only one that's still fucking around trying to decide what card you want to pick. So
how many times have you said, hold on, guys, and you're in a corner, and then when you come back, they kick you out, they boot you. The server boots you because you're idle.
Or you get AFK or something like that.
AFK and they boot you out. Like that's annoying as shit. So you find yourself having a rush and shit. Like, oh my god, I gotta lose real quick. But like you're always thinking about that. So botting yourself is an awesome thing. That's my experience Back for Blood. To me, it's back and it's Back for Blood. I know TK is running the chat. World War Z wants all the smoke. I love that game as well, but to me there's enough room for zombie games. And especially now because I know back then they came out with like one after another with zombie games in that 360 PS3 era. There was so much of that shit coming out that we got kind of jaded on it. But we haven't had a proper zombie game in quite some time. And I think Turtle Rock hit the mark with this one. To me, they hit the mark with this one. Let's see what they do going forward. By the way, if you guys don't know this either, they're doing that system implementation where if one of us in the party has the DLC, we all get to play the DLC.
That's dope.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes,
What?
they're implementing that as well. So we don't have to worry about each and every one. They're not splitting the community that way. If one of us gets that DLC,
the homie brings everybody else. Everybody's invited.
Yep, everybody's invited, which to me is cool. So I'll be taking funds. I'll put my GoFundMe up soon and all that stuff. So you guys can hit me up if you guys want to play with me. No, I'm playing. So that's my Back for Blood, man. That's it. It's my thing, man. It'll be in my rotation. Literally, it'll be in my rotation. It comes out October 12th.
Go ahead, B.
For me, the part that I really love about it, and it's just so simple. Like you was talking about, sometimes you got to go to the bathroom, take a phone call. I like the safe room aspect of it, where after you get past one part, you got a part where you can just chill for a second. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Where we can maybe talk or re-up on our weapons or whatever we got to do. That's something that we don't have in like the Zombies Call of Duty, when it just keeps going and going and going. You don't have that second to really catch your breath, so to speak.
They say, "Yo, leave a zombie." Remember that? Who remembers that? Leave one zombie. Leave a zombie. Leave one. Yo, who's got? And then that one person has to lead them around the fucking map. While everybody else does what they got to do, pack a punch and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the part.
That's the meta. That's the meta.
This game, yes, I love that part, and that's one thing I like about the what is it? The Zombie War 4. I think that's
Zombie Army.
Zombie Army.
Yeah.
That's the part I love about that. It gives you the safe to get yourself together for a second, And I'm a huge zombies game guy, so that's one part I do love about the Back for Blood. What I did love about the Back for Blood too, where like you could just be in a shootout, and all of a sudden a fucking big ass zombie just comes, and you like, holy shit!
The fuck is that?
Oh my god! And then it's amongst all the other zombies as well. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just single a big ass boss. He's wreaking havoc amongst all the other 1,000 zombies that's going on. I love it, man. I love it.
And even to piggyback on that too, it's like I understand because I haven't tried it on the console yet. I've literally only this is the footage that you're seeing here is my recorded footage from PC. I like the fact that if you're on the PC, the game scans your rig and literally makes sure that the settings it puts on, it's putting on the right settings for your system. And they must have did a lot of testing with a lot of different builds, because when I only had to do this once, I didn't have to change one thing that they preset. Normally, games that try to do that, they either overshoot it and they put your settings like way too high, or they undershoot it and they put your settings way too low. This literally got it knows
exactly.
time.
So when it scans it knows exactly what is the best optimization for what you have.
Exactly.
Oh,
yes.
That's good.
It's so sick. Okay. And by the way, this is cross-play active on the beta and pretty much no hiccups. The only thing that you might see is like when I'm looking at maybe kills or somebody else at this point, or even my brother Draven, like you might see them skipping on the screen a little bit network, but that like I attuned that to like network shit. But their gameplay experience was smooth. My gameplay experience, that's another thing too. This game for the beta as well too, this ran like the game could come out tomorrow. Like this game literally ran and operated like it's ready to. They're not fucking around. Is the impression I got.
If they were to slap on shit like what the games are doing nowadays with the early access tag on that shit and just bring it out, it'll just be it'll be the community. I think the community will be like, you know what, I accept this. It's perfect the way it's good the way it's running right now, and it's only going to get better. 4K,
and it
was 4K.
Exactly. Okay. Yes, and the shooting aspect. I mean, honestly, I don't want to oversimplify it. But to just understand, because I guess there are a lot of people that haven't played Left 4 Dead, it is as if Left 4 Dead was made in 2021. And I understand it's the same studio that made it and stuff, and I understand people give them shit for what happened with Evolve and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think I want to move past that and just kind of like make sure I'm giving them their flowers for what I've just played. I'm
Yeah,
also
but
amongst the
the same
person too
energy.
where it's like exactly like I want to make sure like listen, yeah, Evolve, say what you will about that, but this right here, and we haven't seen the full game yet, and we're only talking about this single like player or the co-op player experience that
Notice
we've
I'm the
experienced.
Notice
What
I'm the
happened?
Hispanic with the curly hair on the right. That's me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm the Hispanico. I'm the Latino on the right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think we had it. Like I think you scooped them up like right away too. Like I was
Right away. I saw him. I was like, "Yep, that's me. I'm that guy."
like, this person
When I had
represents
hair.
me. This
When I
person
had
represents me. Right when you had hair, exactly.
Yeah.
You know. So, but yeah, man. I just honestly, I think it's looking good. I'm excited for it to come out. You know, I think I had a good taste of it and good playing. There are other modes that I still haven't tried yet. The PV, they had like the versus mode that they have going on too. That's there. I like what they're doing with the cards. The card system is pretty awesome as well too, man.
I was skeptical. I'm gonna be real about that. I was with the card thing. I asked Reborn about this. With the card thing, I was skeptical.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't know about the card thing. And he eased my he eased my real quick. He's like, no, man, it's not something that's gonna break the game or make it.
I don't think so.
It's not gonna make it where you're super duper soldier. None of that. It's just there to complement your game style. As far as like your ammo it's team cards too, like
exactly,
right.
Boost, team boost as well too. Stamina is very important in this game. The only thing I will say, and I mentioned it the other day as well too on the XBL podcast, but I'll say it here as well, is I feel that there was too much disparity between the easy, I guess what you would call the easy mode, and the veteran mode, which would be, I don't even know if it's normal or whatever, but I feel like the easy one was just too easy. It was like it was almost felt like you were kind of shooting bots.
Up, though, as you progressed in the levels,
but it
kind
didn't
of scaled up.
Like where we got knocked a couple of times and stuff, but it was never like anything too crazy. I think when you skip up to veteran, if you played on veteran, I couldn't get past. I think my squad that I had, I think we got up to like the second or third. I forget exactly like which act, or no, we were still on the first act, but like it really ramped up.
The fog, when we got the card that gave the fog in the map.
Oh yeah,
it's not foggy. Oh, and by the way, that fog is. I don't know if you guys got the fog effect.
See, that's the thing. You could get the fog effect after the second act. You get it on the first. Like that's another thing too, where it's like like that game, almost like roguelike, where it randomizes. It's not the same experience every time, like the same mission. Like one time you had a mission where it's like you had to pick up the health and transport it, like the
remember that I was there going, no, I'm gonna go to the. I think you had asked me where you going, Kills. I'm like, I'm gonna go get the box over here. And I went to the box was not there. I'm like, what the fuck?
We didn't have, because it was different. It wasn't, when we played through it again, it wasn't the same. So the fact that changes up, which adds to the replayability. So I'm really excited for that as well too, man. I mean, just all good things to say about it, honestly, or I would say mostly good things to say. I think maybe tweaking, maybe I'm just a bitch. Maybe it's just me like going to. I mean, I don't mind difficult games, but
you said it.
Really,
I'm
just saying when it comes to the difficulty, because at the end of the day, it's no. Listen, I'm serious though. Like at the end of the day, like I don't mind challenging things, but I think you would want to be with people that are coordinated. You don't want to have 3 people in a bot. Like you know what I mean? Like for those higher difficulty levels, you want to be coordinated with a squad. And like, look, you know what I mean, and have some.
I'm on a hate-filled hatred right now with bots when it comes to Halo and now this Back for Blood.
Well, I
fucking hate bots, man. I don't like getting teabagged by bots, bro.
Hold on, Big B's about to shoot him some bail. Hold on a second.
I want to give the bots a little bit of credit on this Back for
Blood.
That was all right, man. Look, I want the listeners to know that also that. These are 3 different, experiences, being the fact that Sensei, he played on the Xbox Series X. My boy Logic, he's playing on the PC. I played on PS5. I want everybody to know that I played crossplay with both of my Xbox Series X homies, and it was fine. It was perfect. I want people to know the crossplay was perfect. It was flawless. I had no problems connecting with my Xbox homies. It was as simple as Logic just telling me, "Hey man, send me your name." And that's how I learned how to do it. I sent Logic my name. He added me as a friend. I said, "Oh, so I just got to send my home."
How easy was that?
It was so easy, man. It was, man.
You didn't have to go to some website and fucking do some weird shit. None of that.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god, man.
That speaks volumes, man.
But the box was all right, man. I played some solo.
Nah, man, fuck the box.
Holding me down. man.
Fuck them
Hold me
bots.
down, Sensei.
I can't get teabagged. Fuck them. I'm going for them bots, man.
He's
If they can
he's
do a
still tight over
4v4
Halo.
bots again,
We're not
fuck
even
them
talking
bots.
about Back for Blood. He's talking about Halo at this point.
I'm talking
Hey,
about
look.
That
bots.
guy is mad.
Yeah, Halo and teabagging bots and this shit is shooting me in the back. Motherfucker, I got a zombie in front of me. Why are you shooting me in the back? Like, you're a
Oh
bot. No,
yeah.
you should know not to shoot me. The fuck's your problem?
That's
Like,
another thing too. Like when you team shot on the higher difficulty, but then even your character likes like, what the fuck you doing? Like, stop shooting at me. Like that's how you know too. It's like when you're in the front line and you're not crouched down, and then your boys behind you, and you're all trying to shoot ahead like with the zombies, but they're just like unloading their whole clip like right into you instead of shooting the fucking zombies. Yeah, you know,
And that's what I
or
did.
they pop a
I
nade
like the
down on the
dialogue.
floor.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
the
the
dialogue.
dialogue.
Back and
dialogue,
forth.
bro. The
The
Yeah.
chatter,
was
the
funny.
chatter.
Yes.
It's
It's
funny.
funny. It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. That
They
has
keep
to
it.
be
They keep.
talked
I
about.
love that when they can keep chatter like that between the characters in game. That chatter they have is funny and like it's witty. It again going back to Left 4 Dead. It reminds me of that chatter they used to have back then with Coach and all the rest of the cast. I just they hit it. I mean, and I'm glad that they went with a 4-player shit because a lot of games lately with the co-op has been going with 3 players.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Yeah.
But they go.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's balanced that way for that kind of a design. But I'm glad they stuck with the 4-player still and not the 3. Because we always have 4 in our party always. So it's like
And
to
see,
have
that's
a
why-
game with 3, there's always somebody being left out.
Yep.
And I'm glad you said that because that's like I love Outriders, but that's my problem with the multiplayer aspect. It doesn't give me 4 players, man. It gives us 3, and that 4th player is crucial, dude. You know, when you in the thick
Yeah.
of the shit, that 4th guy is crucial, man.
Yeah, man.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I was getting smacked around by what was that one? I call him tall man. He's like a tall dude with the one arm, and he just kept grabbing me and crushing me. I'm like, yo, what is your problem with me? Like, are you like you? I got everybody else around me, and you grabbing me? The fuck?
He aggroed right to you. Yeah.
Oh, he aggroed right to me. And Vodka, yes, I have a problem with the bots because them fuckers, not just the needler, they hit me with the damn rocket launcher. Like Homeboy, let me tell you a quick thing. Homeboy threw the bot on Halo, threw a fucking grenade to a rocket launcher. That shit came to. I'm watching this. Shit came to him. He grabbed his rocket launcher, jumped over my ass, rocketed me, and called it a day. Came back and said, "Nah, you're gonna get teabagged." Fuck them bots, man. Fuck that. This dude, he did an MLG play. He did a league play type of shit. Threw a goddamn grenade at the rocket launcher so they can come to him, shot me with it, and then teabag me. So if y'all about the bots, y'all go fuck with them. I fuck that shit. I ain't with no bots.
Crazy.
Shout out to the
real
bots,
though,
man.
Anything?
Man.
Do we want to? So we
If there's
could.
bots- if there's any bots in this room, go fuck yourself. Like,
Oh my
seriously.
god. Okay. Well, no, I think we had our fair share of bots inside of our fucking live podcast. I think we had enough of that. Let's not invite them back,
On the
please.
real though, that speaks on where we at with gaming nowadays. Like where we at with
Yeah,
even
man.
the bots are smart now. They're playing like humans. Scary, but it started out. I mean, for me, my first experience with this kind of stuff was Drivatars back in Forza. Like when they had the
Okay.
Drivatars
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you can mimic your driving, and then or I'm actually racing you, Logic, but you're not even playing it. But
It's
you
a ghost
already played
car. It's when I played it,
It's a
and
ghost
then
car,
because
yeah.
we're on the friends list, or not even that. It might not have been when I fucking played it. Just so you get the feeling that we're playing together. They just because they know I'm on your friends list. I might not even own the fucking game, but yet they put my name on there. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning when they were first starting,
But
that just to
what's
kind of
cool
give you
about
that
it is
idea.
if you did play it, it
Then
learns your
it really
shit.
was my yes.
Yeah, and then I'm actually racing, not learning it, but that's you that I'm racing
Right.
against as it goes, which is that's
Yes.
where it's from to me in my first experience where it started and it's evolving from. Now you got, like I said, with the Halo doing what they're doing there, and now Back for Blood what they're doing there. It's amazing that we don't like because I'm even expecting Battlefield to be that way because they did mention they're gonna have AI bots in it too, where they play your like it's your style, and if you're not playing, your buddies or whoever's playing that's played with you, they're experiencing that kind of sensei kills. He may not be here, but his character is, and he's playing just like Kills would in the game.
Yep.
That's fire.
That's
That
an
is
awesome
fire.
addition.
Yes.
It's an awesome addition. It's one of those things that is easily overlooked. We don't look at it. We don't go, man. It's easily overlooked because we are used to playing with humans, like all the time playing with people, real people doing their 360s and their whatever they do with their games and sniping. That when you get a bot that does that, you can't even tell the difference. I was playing Splitgate. It was the same thing with Splitgate. I was playing Splitgate, and in the beginning of Splitgate, me ranking up, I felt like shit was easy, but then it started getting harder and harder. I'm going, what's going on here? And I noticed that I was playing bots as it got harder. It was bots, but they had real names on top. I'm going, these are not real people. I'm actually playing bots. But it felt like I was going like nuts with it. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, it's starting to blur the line for me, and that's the part that's like, whoa.
Yep.
Have we gotten to that point now that we're doing that? It's crazy, man.
And you know
You're
what?
gonna have a good one, man. Thank you for joining in.
And it's crazy you said it because I was playing the game, the Back for Blood, and you know, I thought I started the game with bots, and it could have just still been bots, but their names started switching. I don't know if somebody was joining my game or it was like
I'm Back for Blood. It'll say
happening.
bot next to it. Like it's a bot because it'll say bot next to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, when you had a real quick, and when you had to revive somebody, like let's say somebody went down and you had to revive them at like another quote unquote checkpoint or whatever, they would show as a bot, not the person, until you revive them. And then when you revive them, it was the actual person that was playing. That happened a few times as well too. Like for some reason there was like a visual thing where the name didn't say whoever was down and who needed to be revived. It would say like bot and whatever the bot name was. Yeah. But then when you revived them, the actual person who was playing their name would come on. So
man, I didn't revive any of them fucking bots. They could die. I'm good shit.
All right. So are we done with the Back for Blood talk? Can we wrap that one up?
That was my experience with Back for Blood. I don't know if you guys want to keep.
Well, I'm just saying, like anything else that you want to say about it? Any final thoughts? Anybody?
And just a great game, man.
And I'm supporting. I'm actually going to buy this game. It's on Game Pass, but I'm going to buy it because this is just. I support games that bring like when it brings me to the moment of I forget the real world, and that's what games are meant to do. Where it gives you that peace of mind away from real shit.
Yeah, man.
This game did that, and not only that, I did it with my boys. And if you could do that, those two things right there, you got my money, man. Like that's just here. You got it because you're providing me something that is giving me peace. It's like it's better than a pill that a doctor would give you and give you peace of mind. This is one of those things that you got my money to the rock, and kudos to you for doing. At a stage it is in right now, still a couple of months off before it releases. That you got a game on your hands that made me feel that nostalgic and that looking like excited, looking forward to that game to come out. I want to play it now, just like Halo. I want to play it right now. Like I want it now.
And for me, I got a secret to share on this podcast. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest. Little secret,
breaking news
here on the Sensei Thoughts podcast.
Breaking news, man. Because I feel like I may be the only one alive who never played Left 4 Dead.
Okay. A lot of people are in your shoes because there was a lot of people that wasn't messing with 360 back then or on PC. That you know what I mean. So even now, looking back at those games, I think those games still hold true. Another thing, because you mentioned the Left 4 Dead, there was a community-made campaign edition to Left 4 Dead that was added onto PC. It got actually approved by Valve, and it got put onto PC just a year ago. So because people were still supporting Left 4 Dead, that's how much that game rang true throughout the community because of how well done that game was made. And that's why I say, and I know it's a cop-out answer, but this game literally is if Left 4 Dead was made in 2021. Because it's everything that was good about Left 4 Dead, but just upgraded. Guns feel great. The co-op, just that great co-op experience. And the fact that now they said, and at least everybody's playing nice, and it's kumbaya, Xbox, you're good. PC, you're good. PlayStation, you're good. Let's just game. Let's just game. Let's just have a game and let's just have fun. So that's just it's a great feeling, man. But yeah, don't feel bad if you feel that you weren't the only one that didn't play Left 4 Dead. You know what I mean? You're getting that type of feel and that experience when you play this game.
Let me ask you, Big V. This is not opening up a can of stupid worms or any bullshit ass Twitter beef or whatever. It's just stupid. When you played when Left 4 Dead was out, what system were you gaming on?
I've always gamed on both as much as I could. I had the 360, but I was playing games like I don't know if y'all remember this game. And matter of fact, maybe y'all do. Do y'all remember the game Fear?
Yeah, because I played the hell out of Fear on PC. Man, I love Fear.
1, 2, and 3. That's what I was on. I was on Fear and Dead Space and of course Gears. I've always, like I told you, I've been a huge Gears fan, but then I was playing the shit out of Fear, man. I could not put Fear down, man. You
The
know,
shooting, the gameplay mechanics in that game in Fear, the shooting mechanics back then, they held up.
yeah. And it
They
was
were a
scary as
lot of
fuck
fun.
too.
Yes. Yep.
Jesus, it was creepy as
It
fuck,
almost
man.
gave you the Dead Space vibes, or like anything, like any type of scare. When you think of like even this, one of the scariest, like one of the newer Resident Evils, those jump scares, like the
Yeah.
like that, just that creepy,
Yeah.
vibe. But it's a first person shooter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's in your and it's in your face, and things chasing you, or just even like the other people, like, because I think at some point you were fighting like zombie, like military people too
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Like they had guns and they would shoot back. There was a
Yeah.
whole multiplayer aspect to it as
Oh
well
my
too.
God,
The
man.
multiplayer was dope. Great game, man.
Man,
So I
love
can
that
understand
game.
why you didn't move off of that game, because back then it was very addictive. So yeah, I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
All right. This is not going to be to the end of the show. I'll tell you who the winner is. But chat, for those who are here live right now, chat, pick a number from 1 through 50. Put it in the chat. DM me your number, not this chat right here. DM me through Twitter the number you're thinking in your head. Whoever wins that gets a $25 gift certificate for Microsoft. So go ahead and put in I'm thinking a number from 1 through 50. You guys think of that number, whatever number you think it is. DM me in Twitter. If you're not following me in Twitter, that's fucked up. But if you're not, go ahead and follow me. You still got time. But go ahead and DM me the number you're thinking, and the one who has it right or is closest to it would automatically get a $25 gift card. This is sponsored by Stone King. Stone King once again coming through. I appreciate you, Stone King. But you go ahead and get a $25 gift certificate for that could be what, 2 months of $10 Game Pass, or 1 month of Game Pass.
That's $25 towards your Battlefield
25
purchase. That's
Battlefield.
$25 short. Yeah, man.
And me and Lodge, we want your tags, so get that Battlefield, man. We want your tags, man.
Hey, Sensei, let me sweeten that on my end real quick too. Whoever win, you know what I mean? I'm gonna throw in some of these Skies on Society Xbox secure candles right here. You know what I mean?
Shit.
If they got the Series X, I got the green one over here for them. You know what I mean? If they got the Series S, I'm gonna throw that in too. You know what I mean? I got the Series S, you know what I mean, over here too. So
we'll work that out. We'll get the addresses then. Whoever wins that, we'll get the address for you, and we'll be able to get those out to them.
That is amazing. So
that's
double.
Yo,
so whoever
shout
wins,
out to Stone King. Listen, shout out to Stone King, man. Shout out to Big V, because these are from the early days of this podcast. These are the people that have been around. And like I said, the interaction with Big V, I know we said we'd talk about it real quick, but we could jump into it now. Our first interaction was Big V. I thought Big V was coming after my guy. I thought he was coming at my guy real quick on some crazy shit, and I had to come in there. You know what I mean? We both explained the story on your podcast, both of us, and our different takes and versions of it. But now that all three of us are here together, real quick, I don't even want to pull up the thread, because it's like water under the bridge, because this friendship that we've gotten now because of that interaction, it's very eye-opening. Because at first it started I won't say it was an argument. It was just a disagreement. I thought you were coming sideways at Kills. I came out there, said something. Me and you started having a discussion. You were like, yo, come on my pod. It was like, let's have this discussion, let's record it, and let's really talk about it.
I respect that.
And we did that, and absolutely. I did come, and that was when we just first started out over here too. So I'm new to all this. We get on, you record, and we had this discussion over 2 hours, and we run through it, and it was one of the more valued discussions that I've had recently, with not just friends, but just with somebody just talking games, and just like having just like a real nice conversation just about gaming, without that biasy bullshit of you got to be one or the other. Yep. And it was really such a cool experience. So the fact that now, weeks later, you're on here and you're also still supporting our podcast here as well too, helping us out, giveaway stuff like that, it really shows through, man. Like, you are definitely a stand-up person on here, and I just need everybody to understand that and appreciate that.
Listen, and I'm gonna echo and add to that, man. At the end of the day, we had our first meetup on Twitter, like most of us here in the chat. And it was that back and forth about PlayStation and Xbox. For those who don't know, this is an Xbox centric channel, but I game. I play games. I don't stop playing games because an opinion of one other is gonna drive me to go somewhere else. I love my God of War. I love my Halo. I love games. So at the end of the day, me and Big V over here, we had a little back and forth, a discussion, a disagreement on what's what. And like anything else on Twitter, it's an echo chamber. It's all focused in on just that, right? That, oh my God, console wars, which is funny. I mean, I gamed back in the 80s, so to me, console wars is fun in games. I don't take it personal. I enjoy it. I join in every now and again myself, but I don't make it personal. But with me and Big V, we had this back and forth logic, like he said, He thought something was going on there, so he came on there and white knighted the whole thing, which I told him there was no need for all that. But what I respect about Big V is that not only did he say, no, fuck this Twitter thing, let's get on my camera, let's get on my show, and let's talk about it. He did this in such a graceful way where we've known each other for a couple of months now, and like he's my brother, man. Like it's one of those things where we had a long, nice, lengthy conversation on his channel about life, about everything, about what this podcasting means, not just gaming, but what this podcasting means to us. Being minorities or whatever the case may be. How hard it is to put together a podcast. Shit ain't easy. So for those who don't know, and you're wanting to do one, it is not an easy thing to do. What makes it easy though is that you love what you're doing as a passion, and you put it on camera. That's what shows when it comes to Big V stuff. And I appreciate him doing that, man. The same day we did that interview, we exchanged phone numbers, man, like real actual contact phone numbers. And we've been doing nothing but hitting each other up on ideas and life, and man, how you check, mental checking each other. Hey, you good? You good? We good? Let's move on. It's not this gaming shit is, again, it's how we exit the real world. But every now and again, talking to each other as human beings and checking ourselves and going, hey, you're good, I'm good, let's move forward. That's adulting.
Absolutely.
And I love that. And when Big V invited me on his show, that was the opportunity for me to talk about myself a little bit. And I thank him from the bottom of my heart to allow me to do that. And I told him from that day going forward, I need you on my show because we like, you vibe. Your vibe is so positive. I love what you do. I love that you're not just podcasting with just gaming, but you're doing you. You're putting yourself out there, and people don't understand how hard that is, man. We had that conversation about quitting work and putting shit on the line. And when you're passionate about something, you make that leap of faith. We talked about all that, and I clicked when you gave me that advice, man. I'm a 43-year-old man. I'm taking it, and I'm still taking advice. I humble myself. You gave me the advice, man, that these people are in your life, in your circle, are not gonna. Some of them are not gonna support you. Some of them will, and you're gonna know who they are. And I appreciate that because those words were so spoken true. Because the very next day after that interview, sure enough, I had it in my face of those who supported me, those who didn't, within my own family, man. It's pretty awesome that you knew that, like, you already experienced and you shared that with me. You didn't have to, but you did. So man, I appreciate if you guys not following this guy. He's a real good dude.
Yep. We're gonna have we're gonna post it. We're gonna have all the socials up from him as well too. The Twitter, the YouTube page. I believe it's Sky Zone Society, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
we're gonna have the links. Don't worry about it till you can be able to follow.
We have all that.
And off then, I'm gonna piggyback as well too. If you're in this chat right now, guys, and you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, man. Like what you see. We appreciate that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. We're here. We do it every week. Don't want it to sound shameless and stuff like that, but we really appreciate the support, even from you guys in the chat as well, too. You guys definitely, give us reason to come and do this every Sunday as well, and to even have these interactions with other people in the community, gaming community. And yeah, man, we really just appreciate that. So definitely, if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe, hit the like button, man. And yeah.
If you guys are just joining in or missed the announcement that I made a couple of minutes ago, we are doing a $25 Xbox or Microsoft gift card, as well as Big V threw in some scented candles in there for the winner. What I want you guys to do, I already have a number thought in my head. Please, on Twitter, if you're not following me, what the fuck are you doing? Go ahead and follow me and DM me the number you're thinking, and the closest number, or whoever gets it right or the closest to it, will get the prize of $25 Xbox gift card, or say Microsoft gift card, because it's not just for Xbox. And to scented candles from Big V. We'll get that information after the show. Logic, why don't you like type something up in the bottom so that like people who are joining in or looking at it can see what we're doing. Real quick, like $25 gift card giveaway. What's your number? Something like that. I don't know, somewhere. But I'll keep repeating myself until the end of the show. But yeah, man, this is one thing that, and as you guys can see, today's show, we are like, we speak in gaming, but more so life. And this is why I want to bring Big V on. We speak gaming every day, but I keep repeating myself, and I keep saying this, man. Gaming is a avenue, is a way out of the real world. So, like, what drew me to Big V, like I keep saying this, man, is his hustle, man. The way he does things, not just in his personal life, but with his family. And congrats to his daughter's birthday, man. I appreciate that. Like I saw you do things, man. I saw that basketball video you put up, yo. That was a movie moment, bro. Like the way she hit it she banked it. I'm like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. But it's important to have these conversations every day apart from gaming. But what I want to talk about, Big V, and I will bring this into the conversation because we're not trying to be fanboys here. But on the PS5, man, what are you playing on that, man?
Right now, I'm speaking of Final Fantasy VII. I've been balls deep into that, man. You
Nice.
know, playing the Intergrade, still playing Scarlet Nexus. I
Oh,
recently,
I gotta get back to that. Yeah.
yeah, man. I got to get back on my Biomutant too. But one of my recent pickups was the Observer redo. Um,
Woo! I played the original. I didn't play the Redux yet. I
I
mean,
hadn't I had never played the original. I had never
oh,
played it.
it's an amazing
So
game, man.
I see, man. It's kind of creepy too. I didn't know it was going to be as
Yeah, yeah,
creepy as it is, man. It got a couple of jump scares and all that, but I'm loving like the mystery aspect of it. All the cyberpunk world and having to search around and everything. I love that, man. But I really been just focusing on Final Fantasy VII, man. Like I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never played a Final Fantasy game up until like 2 years ago, and it was Final Fantasy 15.
really.
Yes, like when I tell you, man, like during my childhood, all I gave a fuck about was sports games. Like I just thought like Final Fantasy was like weird. Like, man, like that don't look like nothing I would be interested in. I don't know why. Like I wasn't as eclectic, so to speak, as I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
now. You know what I mean?
I
Like
can
as
see that. I can see that.
I was just all about NBA Live 95 and Madden. Like that's all I played, man.
Sports.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
that's it. But the older I got, I played stuff like Fear, and Metal Gear Solid and things like
Facts.
that. So 2 years ago, my homeboy was like, "Man, you never played a Final Fantasy?" I said, "Nah." He said, "Listen, play 15. Download 15." So I went out and I caught it on I caught the Royal Edition on sale for like maybe like $15.
Yep.
So I bought that, and man, let me tell you, I was blown the fuck away, man. I was so mad at myself that I had been sleeping on this franchise for so long. Like, where the fuck have I been, dude? So,
Yeah.
like, when 7 came out, like a couple months for the PS5, a couple months ago for the PS5, I immediately bought it. And I just been so immersed in the world of how much an asshole that Cloud is on the low.
He's an asshole.
Yo,
Oh,
Cloud
he's
is
an
an
asshole.
asshole. Like,
Yes.
bro, he's an arrogant asshole. Like, I
Just a little bit.
man,
Yeah.
just the shit he
Attack.
says, I be laughing my ass off. Like, man, he's just an asshole. Like, man, I can't believe that this guy, man, I've been missing out his character for so long. But man, I love
him being a weirdo. Him being a weirdo around Tifa all the time,
it's not
especially
Tifa.
early.
Oh my god.
Man, like, yep.
God, dude.
This is the yep.
Yo.
Like thinking like he's friend zoned off the rip because like they grew up together, you know, they were in the same town. Like literally, that's what it feels like off the rip.
It's crazy,
Yeah,
but that's not just you, Big V. That's a lot of us. Because with me, like literally, like just like you did sports titles, and you missed a lot of titles. I was into the FPS scene. Like it was just Call of Duty, and Logic could tell you for many years, I played Call of Duty and never really tried to venture off and play something else. I was that guy, so I missed on a lot of great titles. And if it wasn't for these guys, I probably would have missed on Left 4 Blood or Left 4 Dead, Halo, Gears of War. I probably would have missed not Gears of War. I love Gears of War, but games that are out of that like realm of that closed-minded first-person shooters. That's it. But because of these guys, I was able to experience things like that. I mean, went back in the PS2 days and stuff. I did the PlayStation days when I was really early on in PlayStation 1, the 2. I did my Final Fantasies. 7 is my introduction, just like you, was my introduction to the series. And that's why I hold it fond to my heart. So when the Jinnabone Ash on XBL podcast said this, I was like, I was in the chat like angrily chatting, oh, what are you talking about? So it was one of those things where it's like you came at me. You came at me in my fond memories. But Final Fantasy 7, bro, that lives in my heart forever, man. It's just the characters on that.
I got to piggyback off y'all conversation about the guy from the podcast, because I saw the poll up, you know what I mean, online, and I didn't know what it was about. So I was just voting. I was like, shit, well, I like Final Fantasy. I never played 9, and I ain't gonna lie, the way he kind of like had the voting, like Logic said, it was kind of like biased.
It was
to make you
skewed.
pick.
It was skewed.
It was skewed.
It was
like,
a little
fuck,
skewed.
Man. It was a
Okay.
lot of skewed.
If I could use,
A
if
little.
I could use that word to our British brethren over there, or Scott, he sounded a little Scottish, and I don't want to. Like I said, he's not here to defend himself, but I still love the guy. But the blasphemy that this man was trying to speak the other day.
It was a lot of skewed, man. And I think he might have put up like a revised like poll. Like,
he did.
Okay,
he did.
time, let me give y'all a little bit more options. But it was
I might actually have to pull it up.
It was still kind of skewed. Like, it was skewed. I had to go and comment. Like, I think I said, like, I like Final Fantasy Integrate on PS5. I can't really speak for 9,
Look at this man. Look what this man did. Look at this. You want to see some bullshit? I got you right now. No, I got you. No, I got. Listen, I understand like we're hanging on this, and that's fine. But you really need to see this. Look at this. You guys seeing this? Okay, Xbox Live Party Podcast. Okay, no beef, by the way. We love those guys. We do. We really do. But,
you do.
Okay, I'll do it proper this time. Is Final Fantasy VII overrated? Yes, extremely. No, but FF9 is better. Like, the man couldn't even... The man couldn't even close the poll probably like fucking 30 minutes after he started it, too. After he thought he got a big enough sample size. All right?
Oh, my God.
I couldn't even vote. And then he's got the Dr. Evil. And then that's what I'm saying, because he closed the poll right away because he realized if he kept it open for a decent amount of time, you know what I mean? It's like one of those, like, you know what I attribute that to? It would almost... It isn't even like going out on the street when what's his name? What they do? What am I thinking of? Family Feud. Okay? Family Feud. So Family Feud, they go out on the street and they go, hey, we surveyed 100 people. And then I always want to know, where the fuck did you survey these people? Who are you asking some of these questions to?
Yes.
Right.
Who the fuck
please?
are you asking?
Thank you. All right, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
All right, I always say it to myself.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Like, who the fuck are you asking these questions to? You know what I mean? And then the people that they get on, because they're also looking for the reaction. So then the ones that have like a sexual overtone to it or something like that, or that might be able to be perceived as sexual, then you got Steve Harvey just looking over like, this is a fucking network television show. Like, what are you doing? You're next to your wife. Don't embarrass yourself. And yet, but they want that interaction anyway, because, that's the whole gig of the, the show. They want the laughs.
Right.
But yeah, I digress. Isn't that funny though? It's funny when you think about it.
The moment those words came out of his mouth that it was overrated, like a switch, like click. I'm like, wait, did I was literally on the side of my room with like hearing the podcast. I'm going, huh? I ran straight to my chair, almost fell over that shit, and started hard typing on my keyboard.
It's funny you had that reaction. I had the reaction of I don't really know, because I only played 7 and 15.
Right.
So
So you don't even. Right. So you're like, wait, I don't know. Like, there's other Final Fantasies. I mean, and you could basically get almost every one of the earlier Final Fantasies now, whether it's through emulator or like a lot of them are on Game Pass that you were able to kind of check out and stuff. And then we even got the newer ones come out. And Final Fantasy 14, because we haven't touched on it, I have friends of mine that are playing it from the MMO perspective. If you guys are looking to an alternative, I mean, I know a lot of people now are getting back into like things like ESO. Where there are people that are still, which I don't know why they're stuck on WoW. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why. You know what I mean? Like, so
I don't explain that to me. I don't.
But if you guys are looking for another really good game, a good MMO, and a great gaming community, Final Fantasy 14. With hands down, like gaming community wise, I don't know if I've seen a friendlier gaming community, or actually at least heard tales from people who play the game about a more welcoming gaming community than the Final Fantasy 14 online community. And the game itself is just, when you talk about the Final Fantasy experience, even just playing a game like Final Fantasy VII, you're like, oh, wait, this is cool. I've seen this. I've seen that summon before. I've seen that attack before. Like, the references and the callbacks to the Final Fantasy games and the music that's inside of the game as well, too. For an MMO, it is unbelievable. Unfreaking believable.
That music, man.
The music is crazy, man. Oh my God, crazy.
Like, I only play Final Fantasy in my headphones. Like, I have to have my headphones.
Yeah.
On,
okay.
Like, I only play that, and like that was the first game I played when I got the PlayStation Pulse 3D headphones, and I was blown the fuck away, man. Like, I was blown away. Like, those that music and those fight scenes, dude. it gets me going, dude.
Oh, he's
Yes.
bringing it.
Oh my god,
Hey, look,
dude.
listen. If you're not playing these games with a proper set of headsets, you're doing
Yeah,
it
man.
wrong, man. You need to
Man,
play
what?
when they have a fire soundtrack and you're not playing with headsets. You're missing out on what immerses you into that game. Like the
Yeah, for
soundtrack
sure.
in that one is fucking amazing. Like it's on another
Yes.
level. Like I think
And I'm the person.
I think I own the actual soundtrack. I think I own it.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I'm the person that likes to turn off the music for certain games.
Oh yeah.
Like in your first-person shooters, it's Apex. Even though Apex has dope music in it, music
turn it
right
off.
off. I don't
Yeah.
want to listen to music.
It gets
Call
annoying
of
after a
Duty,
while.
when I was playing Call of Duty, music, I don't want to listen to your fucking music. I just want to shoot things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you can't do that in like a game like Final Fantasy. You know, you can't even do any type of game like that where
Sounds
the
weird.
music almost drives the story.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
if you
Or
turn off
just
the music in
enhances
Final
the
Fantasy,
gameplay
it sounds really weird.
experience.
It sounds
Yeah.
really weird without the music if you play without music.
Yeah.
But no, man, I'm with Logic. I turn off Call of Duty, Apex,
Yeah.
like games like that. I turn off music. I don't. It's cool in the beginning, but it just gets a little bit annoying after a while because all it is, introduction to the actual, lobby. Like you're going in that stuff. But with Final Fantasy, like Logic says, it literally drives the narrative of the story you're playing. Like the story you're playing, that music is key to that part, that storytelling element of it. So to me, it's just Final Fantasy, man. I don't. Oh my god, that conversation go on forever, man. It just can. I love my 7 is dear to me. 14 is amazing on the song. The whole entire soundtrack is just amazing. Oh, Spotify.
10 is
That's
still
right. Is it on
10 is on.
Spotify?
Yeah. Well, I think he was just saying. Game was just saying that he
Yeah.
has
He uses
Spotify going when he games. Yeah, which I know a lot of people that do that too. Where they'll listen to music, especially if you're just in a pub lobby. Like if you're in a pub lobby and you're not like trying to be serious and stuff like that, and you just want to mess around and like just zone out. Yeah, people will have music in the background. I like doing that too in certain games that I play, where I just have ambient music in the background and stuff.
Even the game that I'm playing, the Nomno or whatever that's called, even that, like the music in that drives the narrative of the story, what you're doing, and it's like it's cool because when you there's a part of the game where you learn you have a stick, right, and you learn ability where you ride like a snowboard. And every time you get on it and you ride it like a snowboard, the music guides you to the end of the level. If you're not going towards the end of the level, the music gets dimmer. And when you get into the end, going towards the end of the level, it gets louder. So it's like that's telling you now you're on the right path. And that to me is storytelling at its finest. You're including a music in your game. It's just like a Ghost. You know how Ghost used wind to direct you to where you go? It's the same thing with this game. The music drives you to where you need to be going. You're going on the right path. Listen to the music. And that's amazing to me. And I've done that. Yes. I've like Call of Duty or whatever, Apex. Sometimes I just throw on music and just play with music in on my Spotify. Or if you're like me, you listen to your own podcast. Weird. But doing that, listening to my own podcast because I'm that guy. I'm weird like that. Man, listen, if you're a podcaster or a content
you gotta
creator,
listen back. You gotta listen back. Yeah,
if you're listening to your own shit, you're doing it like you're weird.
That's the only way. That's the only way to get better. You have to listen back.
Right. If you're not listening to your own shit, then how do you know to improve? Whatever. But
so Dakota, I just want to highlight. He made a good point. Destiny, because the music, Destiny soundtrack is insane. The Destiny 2 soundtrack is unfucking
when you raid is amazing.
So I made it a point on some of the last when the new seasons come out and when new expansions come out, the music's on. It's on to a fucking 10. I don't care. But I'll be honest with you, every time I've gone back into Destiny, I can't play with the music going on. Like I could hear it once and enjoy it and stuff, but my normal game flow, especially when I was Destiny was in heavy rotation, I was really grinding it out. I can't have the music playing in that game because that's just for me, I've just gotten so accustomed to just not having music. I'd rather play my own music versus that music, but I don't want to take away from the fact that music was amazing. And the songs for the raids, for the strikes, for the different levels, for just lobby music, the music that they use, the music in Destiny 2, spoilers if you haven't played the original Red War campaign in Destiny 2, but when you're climbing the fucking mountain, when you lost your light, and you're climbing the mountain, like the Gregorian chants and shit. Like I was like, am I playing Halo? No, this is Destiny. But wait, it's Bungie. But it's Bungie. So they know what the fuck they're doing. So we need to give them their flowers because the music still is on point to this day.
Absolutely.
It's just good shit, man.
Shout out to Bungie, man, for everything they do,
bro.
I mean, just the way they
honestly,
me and Logic talked about
something.
it.
No, I think honestly, I think Bungie's doing something special. Apart from Destiny, I mean that's a
Yeah,
special
I
thing
think
in
so
its own.
too.
But I think they're
Their
doing
new IP.
something really special when it comes to whatever's next for them.
Yeah.
They're really they're. What I like about Bungie is they're passionate about what they do.
Mhm.
And as passionate to the point where they even went ahead and I don't know how they ended up getting to that point where separating from Activision because they had a vision that wasn't being seen or wasn't being appreciated. I'm
Yep.
just this is me, my opinion.
Yep.
But I like them getting away from Activision. You start now seeing what Bungie is about. You know, like they
Yeah.
started making free to play and they incorporated seasons and they started incorporating some. Now the game has its flaws like any other game, but you can see how as soon as they separate themselves from the whole like Activision is when like their vision and their dream of what they want this game to be is coming to fruition, you know. And then like that whole thing with Game Pass and you can get all the DLCs through Game Pass, which is amazing. But I think whatever they got coming up next, man, Bungie's gonna they're gonna kick it up another notch, man. Because
Yeah, I think so
Destiny,
too.
I love the storytelling of Destiny, the lore of Destiny. Bungie is great. They did it with Halo, and now they're doing it with Destiny. The lore of it, it's not just the game telling you a story, but in world you can see the stories being told with the levels you're in, the rating that
Yeah.
you do, and just that level of paying attention to the chatter happening with the characters in game and what they're telling you
Yeah.
is happening. That to me, Bungie is one of those. They're great storytellers. They're great
Yeah.
storytellers, and they know how to put that in the game. That's just my thing,
My,
man.
my heart still hurts because they killed Cade. I told Logic that,
Bro.
on my heart
It's
still.
true.
Rest in
Why?
peace, Cade, man. Rest in
True, man.
peace, dude.
Why,
God, man,
man?
oh my God.
That's a
Don't even
real
get
one
me
right there,
started,
man. I don't know why they did it, but
man.
that's a real one right there.
Especially how much they highlighted him. Like I
Oh,
understand they needed that pivotal
badass,
thing, but it's like, but like
badass.
they highlighted him so much in D2 story and stuff like that, and then it's like we get 1 year with them. We literally got 1 year with them, and then Forsaken comes out, and it's like, see ya.
Hey,
And they told you before,
yeah,
and I think what even fucked it up the most was that they kind of, and it sucked. I mean, it still sucked when it really happened, when you really
Yeah.
played through it. But when they let up everything leading up into that release of Forsaken, they basically spoiled it in their fucking marketing. So
They did.
it annoyed me, and then you know
you're
what I
right.
mean. So it's like,
Yeah.
but then again, I think I still would have been as upset or as fucked up, like if I didn't know and they
Yep.
did it like that. You know what I mean? But I think that's what they
Yep.
should have did. But whatever, Activision marketing, they were still doing. You know what I'm saying?
TK, I think me and
Yeah.
you are the only ones in this whole thing that actually played River City Girls. And I agree with you. The soundtrack on that is an amazing soundtrack. If you guys have not played River City Girls,
I have not.
I think it's still on Game Pass, but the soundtrack on that it's what's that, like a Streets of Rage side scroller fighting game kind of thing.
Okay.
It's
I'm
one of
gonna
those kind of
download it. I
games.
like that.
8-bit days, yeah, like that. But the game
Okay.
is amazing. It's hard. It ain't an easy game. It's hard.
Mm.
But the soundtrack on it is amazing. And I have to agree. I don't know if anybody else has played this in the chat, but if you haven't, give it a try. It is really, really good. That soundtrack is one of the best ones of all time, and I have to agree with TK on that. Shit, if you haven't played that game, play it. It's good, really good. Oh, shout out to those who have been joining in for the first time to our General C. What's up? If you're new to this pod, I see that you guys have been hitting me up on DM, but if you're new to the chat, please subscribe to the channel and say hello in the chats. We don't bite here, man. We love our new listeners. Go ahead and say hello so we can give you a shout out. And hopefully we entertain you guys enough every single Sunday or this Sunday, so you can keep coming back every single Sunday. We appreciate you guys. This is what channel growth is about. This is what you guys are about. This is what we're about. We're about you guys. So say hello in the chats. I want to kind of switch the conversation a little bit back to Big V because he's our guest. And I want to know more of his world, man, more of his mind. I had a question for you, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm drawing a blank right now. The question I had was really good, and I fucked up, and I forgot what it was.
Should have wrote it down.
I should have wrote it down. Fuck me. Let's see.
See, we're not too prepared over here
We
at the
never, no,
Sensei
we don't do that
Sports
shit. We
Podcast,
don't do
but,
the whole. I mean, the whole A B C.
No, listen, this is ebb and you understand ebb and flow. No, we're ebb and flow, okay? Because understand how we started this conversation. It was catching up. It was Back for Blood, and then somehow we got to teabagging fucking bots on Halo. Then to a Final Fantasy tangent. So I just want to give the rundown for anybody that hasn't been listening.
Fuck them
Okay.
bots. Yeah.
Fuck them bots. According
That's my
to
tweet.
Kills.
By the way, I'm giving you my tweet in a minute.
Right.
Fuck them bots. Yeah.
And then we go on a Final Fantasy tangent for a
No. I
good
got it.
35 minutes. Like, okay, you got it? Good?
Yeah. I got
See,
it.
I
I
was just
appreciate you.
stalling.
See,
So
that's
this is
why
it.
he's
No,
my
I
co-host, baby.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Ask the question.
Yeah. Big V. I forgot again. Fuck.
No, you didn't. Don't do that to me.
No,
Don't fucking do. Don't do that. Don't do
no.
that.
Big V. You had an interview, and we got to talk about that.
Oh,
bro.
there we go. Very good.
You had an interview with the makers of the Space Jam with the LeBron James. But Space Jam,
LeBron James.
But you had that interview with the developers of the Space Jam game, the recent one that came out, and you hit me up and said, "Man, you ain't gonna believe this shit." But I landed an interview with these homeboys, and I'm going, like, I need you to understand. On text, it didn't come across, but the joy I had, and how amazing that is that you could like that you landed an interview with these guys, and as soon as you released it, you hit me up, say, "Hey man, it's out." But I like I do with all your content, I immediately stopped what I was doing and said, "Boop, wife, I can't do nothing with you right now. Hold on. I know you want to go somewhere. You wanted me to drive, but I gotta listen to this." She goes, "But it's an audio podcast, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it needs my full undivided attention." She goes, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yes." So I went ahead and listened to this thing, man. Those guys are chill, man.
Yeah.
Those guys were so chill, man. Shout out to that team out there, man. But I want you to talk about a little bit about that, man. How was that? How did you end up getting those guys on your channel like that, man?
Man, you know, like you said, man, you know, I'm just a guy, man. I just be myself, and you know, I'm family oriented, and I got two little kids. I mean, I got a boy and a little girl that's by the age of 7 and 5. So, you know, I put them on to gaming as well, and of course, you know, it came to Xbox first. So, and my kids, they you know, they see the movie, they see the commercials and everything, and they want to play the game. So let's go in the room. I got the game right now, so I load it up, and I take a 15-second clip of them and just enjoying themselves, and I post it on Twitter. And somehow, and I didn't even notice at the time, the guy named Mike Mika, he's the head of Digital Eclipse. He saw it first, and he liked it, and he told me that the clip just brought him so much joy to see that, and he retweeted it. And the guy Stephen Frost, who worked for Sega, who was on the pod too, who worked for Digital Eclipse as well. He saw it. He liked it. He retweeted it. The guy Jeremy Ware, he saw it. Told me, man, it just brought him so much joy to see people, you know, people and kids just enjoying it and have something just positive to say about it. And you know, as a developer, when you work on these games, you just want people to like it because you put your time into it.
It's an art. It's an art, and you put your time into it. Yeah,
absolutely. So when that happened, I sent them a message just saying, you know, man, you know, thank y'all for making the game. My kids enjoy it. If it's possible, I'd love to just sit down with y'all. And this was when I was speaking to Stephen Frost in general when I DM'd him and just asked him, could we speak? And he said, yeah, man. And he actually asked me, did I mind him bringing on some guys from the development team? I'm like, sure. Because I just thought it was going to be him until like maybe 2 days before the podcast.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's insane. That's so insane. From a Twitter conversation, from a Twitter DM. Well, actually, or technically, and I don't want to cut you off, just from your kid's video. But see, and I explained this on the XBL podcast, and I think we've talked about it here at Kills. But the power of Twitter. I need everybody to understand how Twitter works, and if you utilize it right, and you weren't posting that to basically almost get an in with these guys. You were just saying like, hey, thank you. My kids are happy. Here's like, thank you for making this game. Like, my kids really enjoy it. Here's them playing it. And you weren't looking for anything out of that. And so sorry to cut you off, but go ahead, man. Just because it amazes me, but then it doesn't, because it really is like that. You know what I mean? That I won't say simple, but how you could get that reach to these people and have that connection. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. And that needs to be said, you know, like you said, the power of Twitter and also the power of just being organic. You know, man, a lot of people chase a lot of this bullshit out here, man, and chase views and pay for views and streams. Even in the music world, a lot of people pay for these music streams. Oh, I'm doing 2 million streams. I know.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
And also what in the music world, and I'm gonna get back on the gaming world. What be funny to me is when these guys that are doing these heavy streams, when I go to their shows and they struggling to get 20 people in there. But you're doing a million streams though. You're doing a million streams, but you struggling to get 20 people in your show. But hey, man, I digress. That you can just see the fakeness and
Because at the
everything
end of the
when it
day,
comes
Big
to a
V,
head.
at the end of the day, it's quality over quantity. You can throw
Yep.
a million streams out there, whether it be I don't
Yep.
care whether it be a shoe game video, whether it be hip hop music,
Yep.
whether it be gaming, whatever it is that you do, you could throw a million streams out. You can have a million videos on your channel. And I've seen people, and this is no shade to nobody. I've seen people with a humongous following,
Mhm.
subs and all that shit. But I only see like 2 or 3 likes, and
Yep.
maybe 5 comments,
Talk about it.
and they don't really like that. To me, is a disconnect with your people. That's a
Yeah.
disconnect to your listeners. If you don't know, because what you need to understand is we go back to the power of Twitter. You have a certain community that you have to talk to. Whoever ends up joining from that point forward is because they love what you're talking about, they love what they're seeing, and it's organic, and they're gonna hit that like button, and they're gonna hit the sub button without you having to say shit about it because that's
Mhm.
organic. But I see, and kudos to them having channels with a lot of subs and a lot of different things, but no interaction, and that to me is the worst part because I don't know about you and your channel, but us here, we love interaction, man. We love
Mhm.
that shit. And I know you're
Mhm.
about that too. We love seeing people
Mhm.
chat. We love seeing the energy coming from the comments.
Mhm.
Without if this chat was empty, it would just be me, you, and Logic talking here live for an hour and 19 minutes 20 right now, like just to ourselves, which we would do anyways because we did that shit for life. We've been doing that
Right.
Yep.
forever,
Yep.
but we're putting it on camera now and we're putting it out there. And the ones that are joining in and understanding this, they see this. I'm getting DMs right now saying, "Man, your content is actually great. I didn't even know you had a fucking podcast." Like that
Mhm.
speaks volumes. I'm going shit. I market myself as much as I can, but at the same time, this is where I get a little selfish. I want the channel not to blow up overnight. I don't because I can speak to the listeners I have now because they understand where I'm coming from. The moment it gets big, it becomes a moment where it's like I don't want to become that channel that's like, subscribe, and retweet my shit. I'm not all
No.
about that. It's just not about that at all. But I
No.
digress. Man. Go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
No, everything that was just said needed to be said, man. I want people to know, a little bit of real is better than a lot of bit of fake. Just want the people to know that. You know what I mean? Be
Yeah.
yourself. Man. Work your pod. Man. Deal with your subscribers and the people that like your stuff. Even if it be 50, you got to start from somewhere, man.
Yep.
But it's like Destiny too. You know how it is, Logic. You got to grind it out.
Hell yeah.
Grind it out, man. You got to
Yep.
grind this shit out, man. And what's gonna come was gonna come because. Like, I don't want to say that this fell in my lap because that'll discredit everything that I've worked for, but it's something to be said about how organic it was. Like, I just posted a clip and, one conversation led to the next. And like you said, those guys, man, are very, very just chill, humble human beings. And I'm going to be honest, I expect them to be total dickheads. I did. And that's just that may be me prejudging some of the developers, and that may be too my experience because I've reached out to a lot of these developers who have just released games, some who haven't just released games, just to get a feel for this thing that we're doing to see how hard it is to even sit down with people or how easy it is, and even like the advice I've been given from people, like not personally, but just people I see tweet, like the guy Paris who works for Xbox.
Oh, that
He
dude
just
is
said,
inspiration.
and he go, oh my god, he just said, you gotta just try
Bro,
things,
just
Yeah,
try
man.
it.
just try it. And he was going down the other day. I'm pretty sure you guys saw it. He was listing the companies that have rejected him,
Yes,
and it was
and
a
no big
lot.
name companies.
Whoa, I
Xbox,
mean, whoa.
PlayStation, like Microsoft, like just
Man,
naming them. I'm like,
man, it
you
blew
got to
my
get
mind.
rejected. You have to feel
Yeah.
that you have in order. It's like the stupid saying where you fall and you trip. Are you gonna stay down and just stay there for the rest of your life, or are you gonna get up, dust yourself, and go? Next time I walk down this path, I'm gonna make sure I avoid that curb right there and go to the left, so I won't trip
Mhm.
again. That's what he was
Mhm.
basically saying in that tweet, man. But go ahead, man. Love that shit.
And I love the fact that of course I came humble. I say my platform is very small. It's probably nothing that y'all are used to, but if y'all don't mind, I would love it. Steven hit me back immediately. Like, of course we'll come on. We love talking to guys with the smaller. They
Oh,
love talking to guys like us, bro. That's
you
why I
shot
That's
told
you
dope.
you
you, you shot
when
you,
I
you
finished
shot you
talking.
shot.
Man, bro, and that's why I told you I did that for us. I did that for me, you, and Logic. And I told him, I said, look, if you need anything covered, let me know. Because what he don't know is I can hit you guys up and we all cover it together. And
Oh
we
yeah.
all look great.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I mean? That's
Oh
why I
yeah.
was telling you, like, that was a step for us. You know what I mean? Like that's why when I sat down with them, I kept thanking them, like, man, you guys don't know how much it means for y'all to have worked for places like PlayStation Magazine and Sega
Damn.
themselves. You
Woo.
know what I mean? Like they go back to the core days. So like
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
they
y'all were talking what in ColecoVision and
what? Come on, man.
Amico. Y'all was talking about all that
Yeah.
shit. I'm like, wow,
I
this is
mean,
my conversation. I like this.
I didn't even like. I asked them, of course, like what was some of their first consoles, and one of the guys, Dave Reese, he took it back to Mattel-Vision. I didn't even know about that. I didn't
What?
know that Mattel had
Oh,
like because this was
it
like
was a
late
hybrid. It was a
70s.
hybrid. Yeah,
It was a hybrid. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He was like that was his. I hadn't even heard of it before that conversation. So after the conversation, I had to go and do the knowledge and see what it was all about. And man, it just blew my mind how deep like this gaming thing goes, because in my mind it started with Atari, Nintendo. I didn't even know it was about Mattel and of course ColecoVision and things like that. I was just blown away at like because with me when I speak to people it's normally Atari, Nintendo. His was just something
Right,
so left
right.
field. It made me go do the knowledge on. I'm like, man, this gaming shit is deep. And for those guys who had just sat down with a pod of my size, it right now to this day, it don't even matter who I interview in the future 10 years from now. Those guys will always hold a place in my heart, bro, because when you work for major, like companies such as Sega, and you work for PlayStation Magazine, and you worked on games like Iron Man and the Hulk.
Yep.
I'm sitting here like, dude, I'm really having a conversation with these dudes, man, and I don't even
Yo,
have. I,
Big
this
V,
is
I
this
was
is
there with you,
bananas.
man. Like this, I was like when you was having these conversations with these guys. Like I felt it was a surreal moment because I'm going, yo, the small dog is getting his bone, man. And
Yes,
and it's
yes.
just and I just saw I believe it was Game Genie Prime who just wrote this in our chat and we put it up. But if you're in this chat, man, or you listen to it afterwards on a replay, we are small content creators that we decided one day to take a shot, man. There's no greater feeling than to take a shot, whether you fail or succeed or whatever you call success, because success is different for everyone. Whatever
Absolutely.
it is that you get out of it, you have tried, and I guarantee you, in the long run, you will feel great about yourself because you tried and you felt like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I could do this. So take it from people like Big V, me, Logic, TK in the chats. There's a lot of us that are small content creators. The Jenna, we're out there, man,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of content that we share. It's up to you guys to choose, what you want to listen to. But to speak about that Twitter thing, man, that's why it's important to know what you're tweeting and be responsible what you're tweeting out there when it comes to this kind of thing. Because opportunities like that, they're listening, they're watching. When you need
Mhm.
to have this conversation with developers like that, they may have seen a tweet from someone that's trying to invite them to a show, and they didn't quite like that. Could you imagine they would have saw a tweet from you saying how bad Space Jam is, or the
Oh,
developers are horrible, no good? You think they would have accepted that invite? They would have probably like blocked you. And who are you?
and
No,
and
I'm blocking you.
and I'm glad you said that because we spoke about that on the podcast I did with them, and the guy Dave Reese, he mentioned that like what I was just saying, they take it hard, man, when the game isn't well received, and he said something to me that I didn't really think about as well from a gaming developer standpoint, just because, of course, I don't develop games, but they shared insight on every developer goes in with what they want the game to be, but by the time they put it out, it's nothing. It's kind of like almost nothing the way they wanted it to be, and I didn't
Yeah,
even know that.
yeah.
It blew my mind, like because I'm thinking like when you have games like like even the Souls games and things like that, like what are they going in wanting? Because the output is like crazy.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
yeah,
what more could you even like a Destiny game? Like, what did you guys want to produce? You know what I mean? Because what you
Yeah.
gave us was fantastic. I would love to get what you guys didn't give us.
from the
Like that
ground,
blows my
from the
from the
ground. Yeah,
ground. Because I mean,
yeah.
even think about like games we talk like Back for Blood. If this isn't what y'all didn't go into making, I want what y'all didn't, the cutting room floor shit. I want that. Like
Big V.
what
Yeah,
didn't
what
make it,
Why you
couldn't
think
make it?
why you think you see a lot of these
Yes.
main like the Bungies and everything, like they leave big companies and a lot of people go, why they do that? That's crazy. Why would you
Yeah.
do that? They
The
do this
constraint.
because
The
they get
constraint.
restrained. They creative that the creative ways of thinking gets restrained to the point where they have an idea and an image of what they want, a vision. But then at the end of the day, it turns out to be microtransactions, DLCs. Like
Yeah.
the umbrella companies are talking about what can we do to keep residual income coming in. They don't care about the end product. Whatever you're thinking about, that's great. Put that on paper, whatever. We got that. But I want you to add
Yep.
microtransactions, DLCs, and afterwards the post stuff. That I appreciate indie developers because of that. They're not under that pressure. They don't have a boardroom worrying about their stocks. They don't have a boardroom worrying about can they fly the next jet out to wherever they want to go to and jet set the whole thing. They're more they can focus in on what they want to create, and it comes across if you're a gamer and you enjoy playing games and you play these games for any developers, it comes across as a passion project. It comes across something that, man, I appreciate this. Something as small as Space Jam. It's like, oh shit. And then when you hear the stories, I'm with you, man. I want to hear you from the ground. And I want to see where
Yes.
it started how because I'm infatuated by that, man. Like I'm like that's my thing. I'm drawn to that, like that whole like putting it on paper, coding it, making it this and art, drawing the art, and then from start to finish where it began. I like seeing that. That's why I love when developers
The vid
post on
docs, things
they
like
do like
when
the
Bungie
docs.
does it,
Yes,
if Bungie
yes,
does vid doc,
yes,
or even
yes,
343 when
yes,
they're doing their
yes,
essentially their vid doc and stuff where they show you the ins and outs. I mean, and I only highlight those because of how good they are,
yes,
because the
yes,
behind the scenes that you see, the concepts that you see, and they try not to spoil too much. But they literally say like, "Hey, this is what's going on in our studio. This is what we're talking about. This is how our workflow is. This is how we had to manage, especially the recent ones where we had to manage through the pandemic. You know what I
yes,
mean? It's like, and how they all had to make sacrifices, and they've all had to go work from home a lot of the times and stuff, and get everybody on board. Not everybody had the same type of rig and their workspace that they had at home, and then
yep,
trying to get everybody like up to snuff where they could produce these high level games, these AAA games, and but following along with these COVID protocols and standards, and just trying to keep safe itself too. So it's like, yeah, we could be upset, and it kind of ties into a lot of different things. We could be upset about game delays and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything, but we still also have to understand that it's just the nature of what's going on in life and everything like that. And I think to that respect, we need to make sure that we're giving these developers a break and not just always being upset every time they announce like, hey, there's a delay coming out. Because delays necessarily, I don't see them as bad things. They're good things because it just means that they have more time to work on said game. And hopefully by the time they're ready to release it, it's a great product for you to
yeah.
receive, or it's a
absolutely,
great experience for
absolutely,
you to have, you know?
absolutely,
But I think
absolutely.
it's important to have that communication with the community, the gaming community,
Absolutely.
and I love seeing even that on Twitter. I see a lot of these smaller developers out there interacting with the community, and I
Yep.
appreciate that. Even though there's assholes out there who try to be dicks about this, but some of these developers are out there trying to tell you exactly what they're doing and developing it, and then they even tell the point of telling you, man, I'm gonna put out a beta. And then after the beta, go look. I got what I needed from you guys. I appreciate it. I'm tweaking this. I'm tweaking that. A good example of that, Song of Iron. If you guys are not following that, Song of Iron, the developer, that one developer comes out. I believe it comes out this month sometime. I think next week or something. But Song of Iron is something that one guy made, and he's been so active on Twitter selling his dream that I'm sitting and going, I'm following you, man. What
Yeah.
do we got? And when he put out the during the indie, that how Xbox does the indie thing where they release a bunch of titles you can play it. Summer of Indie Games or whatever that's called. He released it. And he wanted feedback. I provided some feedback, and it was just one of those things like if you could do this different. I don't come across as change your game. It sucks, but more like if you're asking for my constructive criticism, I got this for you. But I'm loving the game right now, man. It's awesome. But I love when the developers do that, man. When they have that interaction with the community because it tells me they're human. A lot of us
Yeah.
forget that these
Yeah.
guys are human, man. They're working hard behind like
It's
four
not just
walls.
zeros. It's not zeros and ones at the end of the day. It's more than
No,
that, especially when we're talking
no.
about the gaming space, because I think we think that sometimes it could just be easy, and none of us. And I mean, I don't want to shit talk anybody, but I know I didn't go to school for
Yeah.
fucking, game design or anything like that. I couldn't tell you the start of how to code a game and how they make 3D assets appear and the programs that they use and how they make it come to life. And you know what I mean? Like so I'm not going to sit here and as a fan, yeah, I'm going to be upset if you tell me my favorite game is delayed, i.e. Halo for a year. But I'm not going to be that upset if you tell me a year from then you give me a beta or a quote unquote technical preview, and then I get to play that game that you showed off a year ago, and I'm playing that. I'm like, holy shit, this is going to be nuts.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, so I'm going to understand that, and as a fan, yeah, I'm going to be upset because that's what we do as fans. But then I'm going to, once you show me that, or you show me that progress, what that year encompassed and what you were able to achieve in that year. Yeah, that's amazing. And I think, the more studios that have that type of transparency and stuff, the better it'll be overall.
Correct.
And hopefully people don't, like you were saying, Kills and alluding to, have like, you don't just have to be an asshole. Like it's okay to like be upset and be pissed and stuff like that. But sometimes those opinions don't have to be shared. You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand where these people are coming from, and and if they're giving you the benefit of the doubt, and they're trying to be like, or the developer themselves, and they're coming out and they're saying, "Hey, we need a little more time." It doesn't mean like you could be upset. It's okay. You could be disappointed, but you don't have to go and like go for their throats and threaten people's lives and things that we've seen and stuff like that.
We just got this
you know
with
what I mean?
Cyberpunk Logic. We just with Cyberpunk with a game that was delayed a couple of times, but because people got so upset it got delayed that they started threatening them, and then they released the title, and then they got more threats because the title came out not to their liking, and it's like. Yes, granted, it came out. Some people experience, a lot of people experience brokenness and all that kind of stuff.
Of course.
But you either for delays to make the game great or you're not. But don't sit there and be an asshole and just say fuck or don't delay the game. I'm mad because you delayed it, and then it comes out. You should have delayed the game. Like what? Like that's the asshole part of things. Like it's okay to criticize constructively something because it's an art form. We all take constructive criticism as we should and adult them and prioritize them and compartmentalize the way that we need to.
Of course,
but it's wrong when you're sitting there and you're calling it trash, when you're calling the developers like names and threatening their family. There's no need for that whatsoever. I've been wanting to speak on that for quite some time, and I see this shit a lot on Twitter. It's like not just Twitter, but in just social media,
everywhere. Social media,
and it's like
because it's too easy to do it. That's the thing. So we talked about how good Twitter can be, but there's the adverse side to that, right? That we understand that it could also be where sometimes certain people, and everybody should have a voice, but some people, that's why there's a fucking mute button. It's true. And I you know what? It's true. That's why there's a mute button. And that's why, because sometimes it's like people just have shit takes. And that's just what it is. Like, and they just, or they want to be online and their only goal is to troll and say the negative and bring forth the negative.
Who they are. We know who they are. Everybody follows or gets retweeted with a mutual, and they see who they are all day long, just going at it with stupid memes and all. It's fun in games till it's not fun in games. Like at the end of the day, it looks kind of weird and stalkish when you're doing it like that. Like it's like, okay, are we still gonna continue doing this? Like it's crazy, man. Like I see this and it's cringeworthy. It's like really cringy when I see people talk about their family and not and in such a way where it's like. It feels like you're reading an episode of SVU, Law and Order SVU. Like, wow, that they really go that far. And then you would think sock account, but then you go into this account, and these are legit accounts with thousands of followers.
Family man, 3 kids, whatever like that. I play X. It doesn't.
That's your thought. That you have a family, and that's your thought process. Like you're literally sitting on a social. You're telling somebody else's kid, hope that something happens to them ill. Meanwhile, you're sitting there with a wife and kids, and whoa, like, what is like?
There's no thought, and they don't fear any type of repercussions.
No,
like the worst thing, you know what I mean? The worst thing that happens to them is the tweet gets censored and blocked, and maybe they get a little timeout and they get a little slap on the wrist if enough people report the tweet. You know what I mean? But that's what it has to come to.
Those who are assholes and make another. They got like multiple accounts.
Yeah, they do
They get a rush out of that shit, man. Yeah.
I know.
They get a rush out of that shit.
What are we doing with our lives? Like we literally got a tool that can connect us to. I mean, I'm from the '80s, born in '78, and in my world, growing up, to talk to an artist, to talk to an actor, a hip hop art, anybody, there was a big wall there. You either had to fly out to California, or New York, wherever, and see if you can like go to an award show and try to tap them. Hey, take a picture with me. And they won't even interact with you. So now we're at a point in our lives where we have a tool that was provided to us where you can literally talk to them, like just talk to them. That's what it was meant for you to get more connected to that world. But we are choosing to use it in such a way where it's vital. It's not vital.
And not
It's
everybody.
positive.
This is
Not
like a
everybody.
small.
Not everybody.
It just right. It just
Again, we
it
got to
just you can't
acknowledge that this is
highlight
a
right.
vacuum. It's a
Yeah,
vacuum. It's one
yeah.
of those
Yeah.
things. It's not
You can't
everybody.
highlight the good without without also talking about the bad. But I think honestly, overall though, I think it was great that you were able to use Twitter to be
Hell
able
yeah.
to get that conversation. And I just hope anybody listening, if you are doing a podcast or just realize like, hey, if you have something that you want to share with a developer or an idea, or you just want to tell somebody thank you, just understand that, hey, listen, a lot of the times they're watching, they see what you type. And and if you're out there, just know that even if they don't like it or they don't retweet it, there's a good chance they probably saw your take on it. So
Yeah.
it's one of those be careful what you say kind of, or just be or not be careful, but be mindful of what you say. You know what I
Of
mean?
course.
And,
Of course.
yeah, I mean, and for me, man, I, I try to charge a lot of it to people youthfulness, but it's not even that, man. These is full-grown men that are talking crazy out here to these people, man. Like men, I would think that would know better, like have a little bit more couth. Like, nah, I shouldn't say that. Like, nah, that's a he worked hard on this game. Or man, just he's a person, period. Like, not even not like take away their what they do for a living. Just him being a person, like you don't even know him, and you want something that bad to happen to him because the game got delayed. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And for me, to piggyback off what y'all was saying about the indies and the majors, it's funny to me because like from an artist standpoint, and I didn't even know this before I even jumped into this gaming podcast lane. Like it's so parallel to the music world. It ain't even funny because you have the indies and you have the majors, kind of like the labels in the music world. You got independent, you got the major. Like you said, like the majors, they have 38,000 people behind the game. You still need a fucking day one patch. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? Then I got a group of maybe 12 people that made Blood Roots that's running seamlessly. You know what I mean? Like seamlessly. Or you got games like what's the game that's coming out with the guy that only he made it. One person made it. Coming out on Xbox soon. The one I'm dying to play.
You talking about the with the guns and knife and the sword?
Yeah, yeah. I think you bought it for like $8 the demo.
I bought the demo. I bought the demo for like $8. Yeah.
Oh, I want to give him some light, man, because God, man, I'm waiting on that game.
That's one guy.
Bright memory.
Guy.
Bright memory.
Yeah, you go. Bright memory, infinite.
Yes.
Yeah.
One guy made that, and look how phenomenal it looks. It looks better than a whole bunch of things that a whole bunch of people are taking to make and needing day one and maybe day two patches, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like it is crazy, and I'm so loving this year because I'm an independent hip hop artist myself, and I preach independency so much to my friends and my younger homies that are trying to come up in the hip hop game. I tell them, man, look, you don't need a major label. All you need is to do this shit yourself. Get off your ass and get something shaking. Like, yo, you can do it. The tools are there. Use Twitter. Twitter is a beautiful tool, man. It is and I mean, think about this, right? We on here because of Twitter. Y'all my brothers, bro. And because of y'all, like, I have met other podcasters, man. Like when you tweeted out what you tweeted out the other day with all the podcasts in there, I had already followed all of them. I'm tapped into all they shit, man. I'm hoping to one day maybe meet them, go on their show, have them on my show. Even when y'all was tapped in with the Jenna this week, I was tapped into that because I already fucked with his podcast and what he do. Then I saw y'all on there. I said, of course I got to tap in, man. Let me see what the boys talking about. That's all through Twitter. That's how you use a tool. I tell my kids all the time, man. Only a dumb mechanic wouldn't use tools. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to take my car to a mechanic that don't got no fucking tools.
It's the alternator.
You can't be.
It's the alternator.
It's the
I know
alternator.
you know about that.
Yeah, come on, man. It's the alternator. It's the alternator. You know, it's always alternator. But only a dumb mechanic wouldn't use tools. Only a dumb. If you're a homeless person, I offer you free food and you turn it down, you're not really homeless. You're not really homeless. No. I'm offering you free food. Twitter is free. You can eat off Twitter if you do it right. If you do it right. Like, stop wasting your time just talking shit about other people and just putting so much negativity in the atmosphere, and people need to understand the power of the fucking tongue, man. Like,
Yeah.
yo, the
Oh
power of
yeah.
the tongue, man. Like, this
Oh
shit
yeah.
is for real. Like, people always wonder why they don't get themselves in position that they always dream about. It's because you out here still doing fucked up shit and saying fucked up shit to people. Like, yo, stupid. Like, yo, man, listen, I cannot say this enough, man.
Karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch, and
bitch.
also, and you know what else, man? Like, listen, man, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
love
it.
that. I love that.
That's it.
My grandma taught me that saying right there. You play
That's
stupid
it.
games, you're gonna get stupid prizes. She
That's
also
it.
taught me that growing up in a Latino family home, that if you eat, everyone else needs to eat. That's just life.
Facts.
Like my
Facts.
grandma would cook,
Yep.
literally cook. We lived in the Bronx. We lived in the 5th floor of a 5-story building. She would cook. We lived on the 5th floor. She would cook and purposely open the front door of our apartment building so the smell can go out. And people would come and say, "Abuela, food ready?" You're not blood related, but they're asking, "Food ready? Grab a plate, papi. I got you." That stuck with me. It didn't mean shit to me back then. I was young. As an older man now, 43 years old, that stuck with me. Going, fuck it. If I eat, my guys eat. That's just it. There's enough food on the
Facts.
table here for everyone to eat. So I'm one of those a believer in that shit, man. A believer in that. If you put positivity out there, it'll hit you right back. That's not to say that you're always gonna get positive. You're gonna get the bumps in the road.
Of
You're
course.
gonna get that. But if you're sitting there going, man, I wish I can interview that developer, and how come I didn't get that? Or oh my god, it's not how come you didn't get it. What are you doing to get there?
You ain't
What
trying.
vibes are you putting out there for you to get that reciprocated? And that's that's what we all about here. Again, Twitter, using it the right way. You put positive out there, you get positive back. I'm just amazed that I'm able to meet people like yourself and others,
Yeah.
and make long term relationships with you guys. And that is what I strive for in life. Because at the end of the day, as a human being, the connectivity is important. Whether you say no or yes to that, or whatever, as a human being, your code is made up that way. You need to interact with people. You've known this with the pandemic being closed in for a damn year. Like,
Yep.
how did you feel in that 1 year you couldn't interact human touch with anyone other than the people that's in your bubble?
Yep.
That after a while, that gets like, holy shit, what's going on here? So it's like the connectivity is a wonderful thing, and Twitter allows us to do that, to meet. And I met you through that shit, man. I meet people like TK, Gangini, Vodka.
Yep.
Like, you guys are amazing in this community. And that's why I always keep saying to myself, man, party chats on my Xbox, always wide open. Matt be coming in there and just fucking he comes in there, starts having a conversation. I've had 100 come in there. We have conversations. At the end of the day, we're fucking human. We're not stars. We're not Hollywood actors. We're not none of that. We're people. We're gamers, and we love expressing the gaming shit. But that interview, I'm gonna tell you right now, man, that was a stake in the ground. That to me was the boom. We can do this.
That
We
was
can
for us,
do this.
bro. That was
So
for us, bro. Like you
that's it.
said, man. When it's time to cook, we all gonna eat. That's why I hit, bro. As soon as I hit did done on that, I hit you immediately, like, bro. You will never believe what the fuck I just did. And I told you, yo, that was for us. And I
No,
mean that, bro. Like, that's
mind
for
blown.
us, bro.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Mind blown. So, but man, that's I can't give you. I mean, virtual flowers all the way, man. And I know there's gonna be a day we meet up. I hope that's very soon, like
Facts.
in person. I know I plan on going to E3 last year, but you already know what the fuck happened with that shit. They canceled it or whatever. But I not this year, but last year. The
Yeah.
moment that shit opens up, hopefully this new strain or whatever goes away quick enough. But whenever that shit happens again, where we're back to being whatever normal is, because I mean, I just spoke about this. Whatever normal is after that, like I'm hoping to attend E3. I want to go out and visit you, man. It'd be awesome to just sit down and eat food and have a great conversation with you, man. That's something that I would definitely want to do. That's something I want to record and have a conversation with, man. Let's just,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna tell you right now. A lot of you guys don't know this, but like with me and Logic, we've never met in real life.
Yeah.
Never.
What?
We've
Yeah,
never met in
Fuck
real
out
life.
of here, man.
I
we got. I
live.
got. Okay. All right.
Look,
All right.
this
Hold
whole
on.
time I thought y'all
Nah.
have met, like, because I know both of y'all are New Yorkers. You feel me? So I
We
just
are.
assume that maybe y'all met up, through the city.
No. More so he in New York and more than I am, because I've been in Florida for like 20 plus years now. But I came from the Bronx. But we've never met. Like
Yeah.
we have met over Party Live 15 years ago now, and we became from that relationship until now. We just became family. Like we're like straight family. We'll argue like a family does. We'll have discussions, disagreements, and agreements. We'll have all that like a family does. And we have never met. Like I've been to New York several times, but because of timing and whatever
Maybe I
happened.
wasn't. Maybe I was in Connecticut. Maybe
He
I was
in
in Vegas.
Connecticut
I
or
lived in
Vegas.
Vegas. I was, you know what I mean? Like we've been around. We've literally never Heartbeat. One of the other guys, my best friend, who was
Who's
also
on a
part of
pod
unit and
two
stuff like
two
that.
weeks
Who was on
ago?
the pod 2 weeks ago? He was down in Florida. Did he come down? He was down because I want to say, wasn't he down there with family? Because you met Heartbeat.
Yeah, no, I met Heartbeat. That was a few years
But that
ago.
was in Florida.
He came down with his family.
That's what it was. I think he drove down and then he was like, "Yo, I'm coming through."
And
you guys met. But this was after. But how many years? But you said it was a few years ago. We still went 10, 11 years without. Like so, everybody in New York, we've had situations like me and Money in person. I'm trying to remember if me and Money have ever even been in the same room together.
I met
we
Money,
live in the same
2 years ago.
state. Yo, me and our buddy Money. I've met Angel. I've met, of course, and stuff like that. But like these are our people, our group. Reborn. I've met him personally because he goes back to 2000. Like he was living in the same apartment building as Heartbeat. So it's like they would live right across the hall from each other. So like it was right there. Like he was in the apartment. We were just chilling. You know what I mean? But like fucking Money. I've talked to, like, you know what I mean? And haven't been there. And it's just so weird because you would have thought that we were doing things like in real, like, you know what I mean? Past the video game shit. How we talk to each other, how we are with each other. We're very familiar with each other.
Bro,
and it's just honestly, and it's all because of the gaming.
Each other. Like we game share accounts with each
all
other.
All of us, everybody. Again, there's not one of us that aren't shared. Yeah, there's not one of us that don't share with somebody else in our friend group or something like that. Like somebody got PlayStation, somebody's sharing their PlayStation account. Oh, you got the Xbox. Oh, you don't got it. Boom, they're sharing. I'm not going to expose people, but I'm just saying, like, like I'm not. It's just like who's sharing with who? Because then you're like, what the fuck? Like you didn't tell me, and I fucking had it first. It's like one of those. But it's like it's okay, you get over it. But it's like who's sharing what, and because that's just what it is. It's just it really is like a family, and it's dope, super dope. But yeah, you would have thought.
This is years upon years of a relationship that we've developed and we've grown into. It's not It's not like it's all flowers and shit. Like we've had our growing pains, and like any family, we've had our growing pains, and that's just life. But at the end of the day, we come together and we talk our shit, and we talk to the way we talk is family, bro. Like we just talk it. Like it's amazing that you didn't even know that me and Logic have never met, but we come across as like he's right here next to me. Familiar. Why? Because that's years of us just trusting each other on what we want. Like we said this before, but our minds are mended. Like there's nothing this man can say about this. Like let's say, for example, this podcast. I would never like. I know where he's going at. He knows where I'm going at. So we know ideas and that shit. We know. Like the moment I say, "Yo, I want to bring Big V," I didn't even finish the sentence. I'm bringing Big V. Yo, bring him on the show. Hold on, bro. Let me finish the sentence. Nah. Bring it because it's just how we roll, man.
That's so dope, man.
But I think for those again who are just started their podcast channel or starting, or even if you already have started it and you got a big following, like there's nothing more real than being authentic on the camera and bringing that brand to whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's creating content with video games or having these kind of discussions, whatever realm you exist in. Like it's nothing more authentic than being authentic, and people are drawn to that because at the end of the day, you don't sound fake. I'm not sitting here telling you, I'm an insider or I have inside information. No fucking body has inside information.
We are you. There's nothing that makes us more better than anybody that's in this chat, than anybody that might play us on the replay, than anybody that might listen to us on Spotify after when this is done. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like we are passionate about what we do and how we game and stuff. It's like for me, it's like my favorite hobby, obviously. For Kills probably too. Big V is big on that, but Big V, as you can see, he's got other passions as well too, more than gaming, and that's okay. You don't always have to be about gaming 24/7. That's cool, but the fact that we could connect here and we could have these type of discussions is a beautiful thing. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
I want to say my guilty pleasure is going to TK's channel because this man talks his shit. He does go against the ponies, not the Sony fans that love their brand, but the ponies, the ones that like they cap for like the weirdest shit. You know what I mean? Like. One thing I appreciate you, Big V, is that, and we do the same thing on the Xbox side. We'll call out Xbox when Xbox needs to be called out. We call them out. but you do the same thing on the PS5 side, and you do
Absolutely.
that. You call them
And
out.
you know what?
Oh,
While we on that subject, let me call out some PS5 motherfuckers real quick. You know what I mean? If y'all don't mind, I got some shit to say. You know what I mean? Because man,
we're gonna end
real,
it right after this. But go ahead, shoot your shit, man. Let's go.
Listen, man. I've been seeing a lot of just PlayStation hate for the Halo beta, man. Listen, over the over the fucking fruit. Yo, listen, shut the fuck up about the fruit, please. I don't give a fuck about if the fruit was exploding, if it wasn't exploding. Shut the fuck up, man. People enjoyed that shit. I didn't play it, I told you I never really played Halo, and I'm gonna change that when this new shit come out. And I didn't want to play the beta because I just want my experience to be the campaign first. So, but for the people that are just bashing the beta with these videos, just going around shooting the fruit and like, look, the fruit not exploding, or look, I'm shooting fruit, and this is what the fuck are y'all talking? Like, you don't have nothing else better to tell me about the game or to complain about other than the fruit exploding or it not explode. That's all you want to talk about is the fucking fruit. The fruit. Not the guns, not the gameplay.
The fruit.
Not maybe if had not
the bananas.
The frame rate dropping. The fruit.
The bananas.
So it was a specific fruit. It was the bananas.
They have a bias because the banana did something to them in their life that they traumatized. So
listen, y'all gotta shut the fuck up, man.
I wanted to ask him too. Dole, do we know if it was Dole? Do we even know? Like,
I don't know if it was Dole or if it was Chiquita Banana.
Chiquita, who hurt them? That's
please,
just what I wanted. Like, who hurt you?
Listen,
which one? Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if they slipped on a banana peel and they died. I don't
on some fucking Mario Kart shit. Here's on some Mario Kart shit. There you go.
Oh my god, they ain't even got over the Mario Kart shit. I get okay, I get
That's what it is.
But listen, it's 2021, man. I saw the consensus say they enjoyed the Halo beta. I saw everybody raving about the Halo beta. You know what I mean? Me, as an Xbox Series S owner, I ain't waiting on that. I'm waiting on a full game just so I can make my first time, my day one experience be the full playthrough campaign. Then I'm gonna jump into some multiplayer. I didn't want to just jump into the multiplayer just yet as a person who is unfamiliar with the franchise. So I am waiting. I am patiently waiting. And again, y'all know I love PlayStation. But I hate you fucking fanboys and you fucking complainers that just find anything to just say about the other side. It's beautiful over here. I can tell you firsthand, it is beautiful over here in the Xbox world. I promise you. And if all you have to say about this Halo shit is the fucking bananas, dude, like delete your account.
It's bananas.
It's bananas. It's simply it's literally bananas.
It's fucking bananas, man.
Just shut the fuck up. I literally had to go
and
my filter on Twitter and just really just mute Halo because I was coming across just nothing but hatred for the Halo.
I did the same exact thing. Because even on our side, it's like a lot of that.
Imagine that's what it came. Imagine that's what it came to.
I had to mute some of those words, man, because they were talking about Cortana and shit that I don't want to hear about. And I just started why can't y'all play a fucking technical test for what it is? A technical test. Get in there, play it, and give your constructive criticism on the game to the developers. But no, you want to sit there and tweet and put a long laundry list of bananas not being blown up. Why? That does nothing for the game. It doesn't improve it. It doesn't. So you're telling me that when you're playing a first-person shooter, that you're planning on shooting bananas that whole fucking time?
The whole fucking time. That's what you focused on? The bananas.
Okay. And then, you know what? No. You know what? And then real quick, because since we got from a PS fan, and I'll say this, I'm not going to call it via fanboy, from a PS fan giving you his take on Halo, not playing it, but just seeing the experience and what he had to experience on internet. I'm going to give you my experience of this whole SSD debacle, and I'm going to sum it up real quick. I'm not going to take too long. I'm going to try to be as short as I can, but I do want to share something here, and I do have the article pulled up as well too. No, I just need to. So if you're listening at home, I'm literally showing. Yeah, well, thank you. So if you're listening here, IGN, and you know how I love to use IGN post for information.
They're the best writers in the world.
But besides, and I'm not trying to shit talk them either right now because they actually put out a decent article. This was August 6th, so 2 days ago. Okay, so for any anybody that was up in arms about this SSD thing, oh, they're $2,000, they're too expensive, I don't know what fits. Listen, the longer we get into it, okay, more of these companies are going to test. But right here, these are SSDs here that have been tested with the PS5. If you have access to the beta, yes,
I like that. I like that Samsung. Yeah, that 980. Oof. Yeah.
If you have access to the beta, right now, like on your PS5, if you're listening, if you just so happen to be a PS5 owner, and you have access to the beta where you can have expandable memory, here you go. WD_black SN850. First one, boom. A budget SSD, SaberNet Rocket 4 Plus.
How big is that one?
1 terabit.
1 tera, okay.
1 terabit. The Western Digital, 1 terabit. We go down to the Crucial P5 Plus. Best ultra cheap PS5 SSD. Right here, 1 terabit. Give you the reads and writes. You got your Samsung. This is more than likely going to be the most expensive one here. But you're also going to get really good performance as well too. 7,000 megabytes here on the reading. The writes at 5,000. You're gonna, you pay for what you get. Like, they don't cheap out on the memory that they use inside of this M.2. It's a little technical, I understand that, but you definitely pay for what you get, and you're also paying for the name. You're paying because it's Samsung, just like you would buy a Samsung Galaxy phone.
Samsung.
You know what I mean? And then
right here,
and
$1,000 for phones.
As you can see here, another thing as well too. A lot of these, some of them don't have the heat sink.
Yep.
They sell $15 heat sinks that you can buy. Yes, it's a pain in the. We understand what the longer we go into this, the more that's going to become available, where the heat sinks will be available. But I just want to say right here, Corsair MP600 Pro. This one has the heat sink on it too. They've tested it. It fits in there as well too. It's pre-installed. You don't have to do anything. So I just want to say, so for anybody that was going, I understand that they didn't do this the right way, and even though this release and this news seems kind of shoddy, but I need to people need to just fucking stop shitting all the time and just understand that there is progress being made and that there is light at the end of this fucking tunnel. Okay?
Yeah.
So that there's light at the end of this tunnel, and I'm just gonna shoot them a little bit of bail. Yes, it took them. We talked about this. It took them forever. It took when we had this conversation. I think 2 months, 9 fucking months.
Yep.
Maybe even a little bit longer. To actually do this when you, as a day one buyer of the PS5, was ready to go out and purchase said drive. You had the money in your fucking pocket, and you were ready to spend said money so you could make sure you had expandable memory. So yes, it's unfortunate that it's taken it this long. It's still technically not out yet. It's being tested and tried. But if you are lucky and fortunate enough to be able to have access to this beta, you have some options here. Okay.
And I want to tell the people, if you want access to the beta, I got to throw the disclaimer out here as a PS5 owner.
Go for it, man.
Tell y'all, when they first started issuing the beta, like the subscriptions now, it were rumored that the beta were causing some of the PS5s to fuck up. That's one of my reasons why I didn't install the beta on mine.
Because it's exactly what it is. It's a beta, and they tell you that. It's like, this is experimental, so it's not ready yet. Yeah. It's still not ready. You could go and test it out, and unfortunately, you're kind of like a guinea pig in that aspect. It's almost the same thing with the Xbox Insider program. Listen, Xbox has a similar thing. You want the new OS, you want the new hotness, you're going to get the new hotness, but don't bitch if it's
Windows
buggy.
Does that.
And you can't. Windows does the same shit. You want to go try out the new Windows 11? You can try it, but don't bitch if things don't work the same way.
It's nothing, and my final thought on this, before we get to the giveaway and end the show, my final thought on this is it's nothing new that betas happen, right? Nothing new. My gripe is, like Logic said, that you waited 9 months to come out with a beta testing process. That in its own is a different conversation. But Doc Dark is another streamer that I watch, and he had one video where he hit on the nose. I didn't pay $500 to wait 9 months to be told now you're testing an SSD. That's my gripe with that. Yeah. But at the end of the day, my other thing is, I want to end it with this. A lot of people out there are making it, it's a difficult thing. You need a screwdriver. You need this. You need that. I've been installing hard drives forever. I understand casuals have it. But at the end of the day, it's not that it's hard to install these things. I know how to change a tire on my car, and I know how to do oil changes. But at the end of the day, I don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I know how to change a tire, and I know how to change oil in my car. But do I want to do that? No. Right. That's my final thought.
Right. You pay,
I just want to plug and play. I just want to do what Xbox did.
That's all.
I waited this long, and I can't plug and play.
But
we had that conversation.
Side, But on the positive side, I am ecstatic that the PlayStation community finally gets an option of not just one option like we have at Xbox, but they get numerous options on putting an SSD drive on there. My only thing is I've seen a picture of a guy trying to install it with a rug under his feet. He had everything on a rug.
Yeah, come on,
Don't
man.
do that.
What are we doing?
Don't do that.
We don't even know if he's grounded or not. Like
on that
people,
thing, you fry all of that. Don't
yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Please,
So,
please.
and just like Vodka's saying, I'm a part of that too. The alpha skip.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. Well, no, skips ahead on Xbox. No, he says that he's in alpha skip ahead. I guess that's what it's called.
Yeah,
with no problems.
It's the insider thing. Yeah,
I'm not saying that that's it, but I'm saying any type of thing when they tell you it's not the final fucking product. Is the point that I need to just stress out. So I don't need anybody. Nobody should get killed. I think off of like what you said, kills. Not to reiterate, but yeah, no, 9 months in, there shouldn't be a beta. This should have been tested already. Even if at the launch side of it, you know what I mean? Like this should have already came out, but it's still a beta at that. And when it's fully released, hopefully they have all their ducks in a row and the shit just works. And you have all those options too. And it's not just one option. You can go with the more expensive option. You can go with a little expensive option. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then hopefully you get it done right. So
and Sony is also saying they're not responsible if your M.2 fucks up your drive.
Yes.
And even if it meets their recommendations.
Yes.
They're not responsible if the M.2 does not work or fucks up your drive. I just want to let all my Sony people know out there.
You do have, and I used to work at Best Buy. I have a few friends that still working, and they've told me they work in Geek. Some of them work in Geek Squad, and they've told me their tech support area has has gone up in the recent days ever since like a lot of people coming in with their PlayStations and wanting it installed. That's a safe way. If you guys are not trusting in yourself and your skill set and how to do it, go to game. I don't know how much they charge. I don't know how. I think it's like 50.
It shouldn't be that much.
It shouldn't be that much. It should be something very simple. But if you don't trust what you like your skill set on putting one in, and you don't really want to go through that route, go to Geek Squad and they'll put it in for you. Obviously, it's going to cost something, but at least it's safe and they guarantee their work. So this is not a plug. I don't work for Best Buy, but if you're worried about putting in, if you own a PS5 and you're worried about putting an SSD, go to Geek Squad at Best Buy. They'll put it in for you, and they'll even guarantee their work, meaning that if something happens, they got your back.
And also let them know that if you don't have enough money to buy the new M.2 or whatever, you can do what I'm going to continue to do and just get you a regular external drive that you can plug into plug in front of your PlayStation, like you do your PS4 or your Xbox One, and just continue to transfer your games and save your games on your external drive. You can get a 5 terabyte right now, a 5 terabyte external right now from Best Buy for $400.
Yeah, there you go.
And wow, didn't plan it to over 2 hours. We usually ended up around 1:45.
Sorry, we're gonna button it up right now.
Well, we have great content. We have not content. Fuck content. We have great conversations.
Yeah, man.
I wish I could keep this up all day, but you already know the vibe. Sundays are the best days of my week. I love Sunday because it's a new beginning for the week for me. I set the table for the whole week, and these conversations always do that for me to have that mindset for the rest of the week, Monday through Friday or Saturday, I should say, of what the table set should be. So if you guys don't already do that, you should get in the habit of doing that, man. Table set your week in the beginning, whatever that Sunday, Monday, whatever the beginning of the week is, table set that for you to have a positive outcome. And a great vibe throughout the week. But other than that, last thing we want to do here is the giveaway. We did mention at the top of the show that thanks to Stone King and Big V, we are giving a giveaway at the end of this pod. So we are doing that right now. I have not, other than accepting friend invites that people have been sending me, I have not looked at numbers you guys have been sending me, but I am already thinking of a number. Should I say it out loud in the pod so it don't look like I'm doing something weird?
Yeah.
So the number I'm thinking about, I said 1 through 50. I was thinking of 15. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my phone, and whoever had 15 is probably like going fucking nuts right now. But let's see.
It's 15 or close to 15. So,
or if you hit on the nose, you hit on the nose. But let's check it out. Let's see. And I'm gonna call you guys as I go down the list. So, and these are the only ones that DM me. So if you want, I'll give you 25, 30 more seconds to do that right now. But I have Mr. Bushudo is number 25. Matt had 13. Lucky number 13, he said. So he's close. Craig Simmons, 43. Vodka, 21. Kamikaze, new to our channel. I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the sub button. He picked 33. Roman, new to our pod. He picked 25. And then we have Charlie, also new to our pod. Hopefully he's subscribed and he's listening. He's number 12. Those are the ones I have listed. So that's it. Matt is the winner at number 13. Matt, congratulations. You are a winner, man. Give it up, chat. Give it up to Matt. He is the winner of the $20 Microsoft gift card as well as Big V's candles. Matt, you already know how to hit me up. Hit me up with if you have a PO box, if you're more comfortable with that, whatever you're comfortable with, so we can go ahead and Big V can go ahead and ship that out for you.
Yeah, man. Let me know which one you want. Let me know if you want the Xbox Series X Secure or you want the Xbox Series S, man. Let me know, man. Let Sensei know. We're gonna get it out to you, man. Congrats.
Heartbeat. Like, where?
Wow. You're a little. He was a little late. We did a giveaway. Okay, Heartbeat. So had to pick a number 1 through 50. Had a DM hear me? Had a DM kills that number that you picked, and then he just did the drawing right there. So maybe next time, if you were a real friend, you would have been listening the whole time. But that's okay that you're joining now. It's all right. We understand, and everything, but maybe good luck next time for the next giveaway, and yeah, kick rocks, bitch. No.
He said, I love you. Oh, he loves you though. He loves you. That's all love. But Matt, you already know how to hit me up after the show. I got you. Big V, we say this to our guests, man, when they come into our not that we're nothing special. The keys are not special, but you always have the keys to this show, man. Whenever and whenever you want to drop in, hit me up. Just come in here, man. Let me know. You are always going to be family in the show, so you're part of the circle now. Just hit me up whenever you feel like I'm back. We definitely want you back on the show. That is not an invitation. That's just permanent, man. That's going forward. So you have the keys, man. Definitely enjoyed our conversation. We continue this off the script anyway. Today was special, and I thank you. I thank you for gracing us with your presence and blessing us with your mindset. I love that. But this is every week we do this, man. I appreciate you coming in here, man. I do.
Man, thank y'all for having me on, man. Logic, I'm gonna send you my number, bro. I gotta get you my number, man.
Yeah, man. No, I got you. I'm sorry too that I'm laughing right there. I'm laughing at Heartbeat because
I see him on the the chat. I'm looking
real
at
quick.
the computer.
Nobody, hey, take it from a father. Nobody told you to have kids, bro. That's on you, man.
For those listening and you're not watching, our friend of the show, Manny Heartbeat, responded to my little words with school shopping. You fuck. That was quote end quote. So
for those who
it's okay
on the Spotify later.
Yeah. So that's understandable. So hopefully, maybe put in some earbuds and fucking tune in next time. But anyways. But listen, but yeah, V, thank you for coming on. Seriously, no bullshit. I think it's only right that this podcast went over 2 hours since you kept us on your podcast for over 2 hours, respectively, each one of us. So I think it was only right that we gave you that time and stuff like that. And honestly, like I said it in the beginning, I'll say it at the end. This guy's great. This guy does a lot of shit on YouTube. The merch, it's not just gaming, but the gaming content is great. Games and Strains. You guys got to check it out. The guy's literally
my size and his merch because I'll be buying the shit out of those.
Come on. Hey, I got size small to 6X, baby. What you need?
Do I look like a small? The fuck?
He just said 6. He just said 6X. The man literally just said 6X.
Like the biggest you got, bro. You gotta kill the whole fucking. You gotta get the whole fucking all the material you got. You gotta put it into one fucking shirt.
I didn't say it. Like I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
I'll be the one to say it.
I don't know why my mind just went to you in a small, and I just died a part of me, man.
Bro, I have no shame. I'm a big dude. I eat. I ain't not no one Kenobi diet or whatever they call them. I'm not on that, man. I'm happy with who I am.
The man just said, end this shit. The man literally just said Kenobi diet. Get the fuck out of here. I'm done. End it. I'm done. I'm fucking.
Right,
he tried to say keto and said Kenobi.
Show, right?
I'm done.
You know how we end the show?
Yeah.
How we end the show, baby? Take us out.
Actually, how do we end the show?
Oh,
No,
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 you're dead.
How do you
no,
initial?
it's fine. We ain't trying to expose you. Listen, I'll say it for all of us, from all of us here at Sensei's Thoughts, for Big V, for Sensei, for myself, Logic. You know where to find us. It's Big V Sky Zone. It's Sensei Kill spelled with the one. Logic's _so _sick. We'll see you on the timeline. We'll see you gaming, and we'll see you next Sunday. Happy fucking gaming.
Facts, man. Peace, y'all. Hit me up.
Have a good one, guys. Have a great week.